All right. I feel like I'm back here again. Uh, in a sense, doing the exact, same thing, having to, talk about the exact same. Well, this is just. Hopefully, this will just be like a short live stream that I can, in a sense, like cover this. A lot of people will probably, end up catching this a little bit later. So you can see directly from the comments why it is that I'm making the video that it is that you can see. What's not even a video, it's a live stream. So you have an individual that decided to state about a video that I made trying to inform individuals about a certain medication, right? That's pandemic related. And I wanted to inform people just so that they know that the effects of the medication, they're pretty, detrimental to one's health, right? And lo and behold, out of all of the videos that I just so happened to do, this individual decided to get angry, decided to get mad. And they wanted to state not fake news, just irrelevant. The pandemic has become a buzzword to put in videos for views. Now, basically accusing me that I'm just using this to, try to get views directly to my channel. When, if anybody who has actually watched the channel and listened to the things that I've stated that I'm pretty much like shadow banned or however it is that you want to state it. That YouTube is making sure that people who are a part of the platform, who are subscribed to the channel, who have notifications on, YouTube makes sure that you guys are not able to see any of the content that I'm able to do. This is why I get a lot of you guys from time to time. You guys will show up and like, hey man, it's been a long time. I haven't seen you in months. I haven't, seen you do videos and all these other types of things, yada, 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 right? And for me, I understand why. Because it's by way of YouTube. It's not because I've been slowing down on content or anything like that. It's because of YouTube. Now, some content I have to, in a sense, put to the background because YouTube likes to demonetize content. So I can't directly put the content out there because ain't nothing going to happen with it. And usually when it comes to a lot of my content being demonetized, YouTube doesn't want to push that content, or they want to try to, market as something else. When I'm like, I'm not sure how you ended up getting that indication on what the video is about and you're going to market that way. But, it is what it is. Like I said, their rules, the regulations, got to deal with it. So then stated, if Seiji cared about the people, he'd be all in on Ohio toxic spill. That is likely the worst environmental disaster in the history of America and is being hushed up by the mass media. I'm pulling your card and seeing if you'll actually do some work on important topics. So let me make y'all understand something. This is why um I go off and I say the things that I say. It's funny to me now, something that, not saying that the Ohio incident is not important, because very much it is, because it doesn't just affect Ohio, but it in a sense affects everybody in one way or another, right? But I've covered tons of videos dealing with children. So you mean to tell me this person is basically stating that me as an adult advocating for children, talking about the things that happens to children, right? Speaking on that, trying to give them a voice, trying to make parents aware, trying to do all of these things. That's not an important topic. I have to, like I said, I'm trying to really understand the mentality of people out here, because if I'm to read into this the way that I'm thinking about this, I think the FBI needs to be called on this person, because you're not going to tell me that children who are, in a sense, how can I say this in some nicer words? Children who are being sought after by adults, and things are transpiring negatively, which are detrimental to both the child's growth and mental development. You're not going to tell me that those things are not important topics. That's crazy to me. When I happen to talk about topics dealing with the black community and how it is that the black community, we need to shape up. We need to do better. These are the things that we can sit up there and do. Hey, look at this history that deals with black people. Hey, look at these black inventors right here. Hey, look at what these black women are doing, creating something from nothing. Hey, look at these black men being fathers to their children. Hey, let me sit up there and put these statistics out, showcasing the fact that, yo, black men are actually fathers. That, hey, black men are the main ones that are present in their children's life, both in and around their children's life, more than any other ethnicity of men in the United States of America. Obviously, I guess that's not an important topic. Yes, that's not an important topic, right? When I've sat up there and talked about things dealing with digital IDs, and I talked about it before. This was like during the whole pandemic. This was during like the first year of the pandemic. I was talking about digital IDs. Look where we are right now. Look at what is being implemented. They already, in a sense, have this going on in East Palestine. And like I said, when I bring those topics up, I guess maybe those things aren't important. They're not deemed important. Ain't that something? I've covered a variety of topics, some of which that have caused issues to my channel before, or channels before. And it's amazing to me that I get told that I'm not putting in work, that I'm not covering real topics. That's crazy to me. When I cover topics that could very potentially end my channel, and I have people directly up here telling me I'm not putting in work, I'm not doing the topics that should be talked about. That's crazy. People that ain't sacrificing nothing are the ones talking the loudest. That's crazy to me. So then let's go to the bottom one, right? And I know y'all can't see that, so I got to go through a little program here. I got to kind of prop that a little bit up. I got to get that to show actually through. So my apologies. Actually, this needs to be in the background, technically. There we go. All right. So it should be showing up. Let me go back to see if it is. Give me a quick second, because we got multiple screens. All right. So the next one up there was son, you are the one milking the pandemic for money. The craziest thing is, I haven't really done videos, in a sense, on the pandemic like I used to. And that was due to the fact because during that time, YouTube was really coming after people. Like, oh, if you're talking about this, if you're telling people not to do this and not to do that, oh, we're going to strike your channel. We're going to mark it as misinformation. We're going to do this. That's literally what they were doing. Even though this was information that was out there during that time, these platforms would sit up there and shadow ban your content, strike down your content, take down your content, all that other type of stuff. So some of the videos that I actually used to do about the topic, I sat up there and just took those down. I sat up there and made those private. Because YouTube has this thing where they like to go all the way back, and they want to try to get past videos. They don't want to look at what you're doing at this moment. They want to go back to 2018. They want to go back to 2019, where you're not even looking. You're not even focused on any of that stuff. They want to go back there and they want to hit some of those videos. And you want to sit up here and say that I'm milking the pandemic for money? You might want to look at the United States government on that one. Like I said, it's the minority of the minority that always want to talk the loudest. It's always the people that ain't doing nothing out here that always want to, say something, right? And then we get to the last ones, right? I don't need to ride you for ego. Men challenge men. Now, I just want to say to anybody that's a part of LGBT, much love and appreciation to you. It's 2023. Seiji ain't judging. If people want to express themselves in a certain type of way, it is what it is, but I'm not about that life. So, to this individual, I'm not about that life. I've never talked about or even bringing up in a conversation riding anything. That sounds completely crazy to me. Because I can only imagine if you were to try to say that to a woman, what the reaction would be. How people would normally sit up there and react if you were to try to bring that up in the topic. But now you're trying to bring that up into a topic dealing with a guy, and then you got the whole eggplant emoji. Whoa, this is looking really suspectual right now, real suspectual, right? And then wanting to bring in ego as if I have some type of ego problem, as if I need an ego management. Nah, I've pretty much always been a humble, type of dude. I've always made sure to try to, thank people who have helped me out. Let viewers know that, hey, it was due to, you guys, basically supporting like the first channel and whatnot, that, those videos were able to, make the mark that they were able to make. And then on top of that, the support that people do in the background and all of those great things. So it's like, nah, I give, thanks, love, and appreciation where, that is due. And then wanted to say that men challenge men. I don't know what you are. I don't know what type of man you are because, like I said, if you're a man and you're actually about all of that caring, as I told people before, if you're about that life, then do videos. Every time I make this challenge, nobody does it. I've only, and this is the funny part, I have to, in a sense, give a little bit of respect to the people who don't even like me because they actually did the initiative to, hey, Seiji said make a video if he doesn't like him. So let me take some of his content and make a video. I didn't strike them or nothing because I'm like, do you? If you can make money off of what it is that I talk about and you can make your points and people agree with you and you can make money off of me, go ahead, do it. I wish the best for you. Like I do. It is what it is. Right? But like I said, this individual here ain't gonna rise to the occasion. They disagree with my content, dislike the video that I did, and they figure that other content is more important. Like I said, go out there and do that content. You're on YouTube just like me. You got a name. Go ahead, start doing it. You got a Google email. Start putting out content. But like I said, they're not about that life. They're all talk. That's it. That's it, right? And they want to say there is real ish going on that affects us. I'm not sure who us is because I don't know who you are. I know that I'm black. I know that I live here in America. Like I said, I don't know who you are. You can masquerade as anybody. You can be Goku for all I care. I don't know who you are, right? And stated that the pandemic is not it. Take some tips from Terrain. He is putting in work. Now, this is where I 1000% had a problem. Let me just make sure I frame this as correctly as possible, as I've normally stated. Much love, respect, and appreciation to brother Terrain and all of the work that he has put in, having his platforms shadow banned, probably having to redo videos or re-edit videos, probably having a private videos, or having to deal with strikes and all these other types of things, having to rebuild a platform, having to deal with the fact that YouTube likes to play with numbers, and also dealing with the fact that YouTube likes to do the aspect of not letting people know when it is that he is putting up videos, because every single update they play with the notification bell. So the brother is getting to the point of where he should have been a while ago, which is crazy. Which is crazy because he's another person that should have been way over 100K subscribers. But due to the fact that YouTube wanted to play games with his platform, you know, it ain't up there yet. It's going to be, but it's not up there yet, right? And I've always stated, because I've also did a collaboration with the brother before, and I've had some conversations here and there. Let me let you know something. The brother, he bought a pair of the shoes. Understand what I'm saying? He took money out of his own pocket to sit up there and support me, to sit up there and buy a pair of my shoes. This is somebody who works in the exact same arena that I work in. I can't even make you understand how dope that is. How that sat up there and made me feel. Just seeing that picture, knowing that that's something that he decided to do. Nobody pressured him to sit up there and do it. Nobody told him to sit up there and do it, right? It wasn't some behind the scenes collaboration. I was like, yeah, buy my shoes and then post it. It wasn't none of that. He did that from his own being. like I said, it's a lot of people out here that I really love and respect out here because of the actions that they do. And this is why I sit up there and talk about people the way that I do. And I just so happen to do videos because it's directly from the heart. Again, because of the actions that they do, not because of words or anything, but because of the actions. I pay more attention to actions versus any words that people say. And his actions spoke volumes. And like I said, I've seen a lot of the other work that he's also put in too, like the brothers trying to inspire people to work out, taking people directly on that journey. The brother is set up there, and also, like I said, he's doing a lot of other stuff behind the scenes. If you want to find out that stuff, then you should go directly to his Instagram. you know, so it's like I see a lot of the work that he puts in, and I've told him this. Whenever there is a time that I can happen to like mention it to him, I've told him this before. I think I've even stated that directly in a video or a live stream that we've done before. But the main thing the main point that I want to get at is that you have people that are amongst you, like this individual here, who will try to throw things directly at you and make it into like a jab, right? This is a way that let's say that you got like a group of friends, right? Everybody is all friends, but you got that one person that don't like the fact that both people are in the same group and that both people basically are fine with each other. So you have that one person, which is this example here that you can clearly see in front of you, that will in a sense throw something out there to try to cause an issue. Now, if I was another type of dude, I would sit up there and see that as a slight. I wouldn't attack the person doing the comment. I would be looking at the person that they listed. Cause I'm like, oh, so yo, you basically, oh, this is how I see what we doing now, right? But again, I'm not that type of person. And again, an emotional individual would sit up there and very much look at it like that. But coming from a logical aspect, you can clearly see what's going on. You have a person here that wants to try to break down the work that I do and devalue the everything on both platforms and basically state that I don't do no work, I don't cover no important topics, I don't talk about anything that is pretty much relevant. And then they want to highlight, well, if you want to know what relevant is and you want to know what real work is, look at this person over here. Crazy. That's a jacked up way to do stuff. And the main thing that I'm trying to tell people is like, yo, just be very cautious of a lot of the people who, in a sense, are around you or say that they are directly for you. Because behind the scenes, because again, this is a person that I've read their comments. I might have actually responded to them. I've liked their comments before, and I've liked a lot of the stuff that they've stated. But again, if you let people talk long enough, they will show exactly who they are, and that's clearly what this is. That's clearly what this is. So I'm using this as an example in hopes that other people will, start to question those who are around them or who basically state that, hey, I really support you and all this other, because behind the scenes, like some of your real haters are the people that is closest to you. Some of your realest haters are those who are really closest to you. So, like I said, it's crazy out here. It is directly 100% crazy out here. And also, let me just because this person wanted to say that I just don't happen to do any work. Let me just give y'all an example of something here, right? Let me just get rid of these images. Give me a quick second. That's the media source right there. So let me see. So this is something that, in a sense, just recently happened, and I'm not sure if you guys just so happen to know about it or not, right? But let me just turn that completely down. So this is the reason I'm going to, in a sense, showcase this here now is due to the fact that YouTube decided to state that the video is yellow. So I can't, like I said, I'm not going to sit up there and post something that, in a sense, is yellow. For whatever reason, they wanted to sit up there and mark it, which is completely, crazy to me. So I got to wait for somebody to basically say that the video is okay. So a small plane crash in Little Rock, Arkansas, killed 5 people. The lives that were lost were people who were working, scientists who were working on East Palestine. Ain't that something? So what ended up happening is the fact that, quote unquote, there was a storm, right? Which you can look at the Weather Channel, whatever. You can see that there was, a storm that was happening or whatever it was. And for whatever reason, the pilot still decided to take off, and the plane ended up going down as soon as it went up. They had, I think, like 40 to 60 mile per hour winds, and it took out that plane. And the main thing that I stated directly in that video, which you guys are probably going to hear a little bit later, is the facts in a few days or whatever, is the fact that it was like, yeah, it was, people could just say like, hey, it was just bad timing. Right. You could look at it like that, right? But the issue with that is you have this is the issue here, right? Palestine, East Palestine, first of all, had a movie called White Noise that pretty much mimicked the topic of what it is that took place in East Palestine. Then months later, literally, the filming happened somewhere in December. Literally in February, coming in next year, East Palestine ends up getting hit by the exact same thing that was filmed. And then after that, East Palestine ended up, a week or so later, East Palestine had Ohio ended up having a whole nother explosion that took place when it dealt with a factory. So you mean to tell me that it's coincidence after coincidence after coincidence after like word? All of these coincidences in a row? It's not like they were really spaced out. It's not like this was like a year. Like, yo, like I keep telling people, it's like, all right, people can say, hey, it was a storm and all this other type of stuff. Hey, there's a lot of storms that take place and that don't take place. They have HARP technology. They have a lot of technology out here where they can do weather manipulation and weather control. That's not conspiracy. Those are facts. People want to know about it, go look it up. There's documentaries and all this other type of stuff. There's literally a video where they have a machine. I think it might be in is it in Florida or Georgia? They have a machine that can literally create clouds. So for those who don't want to believe certain stuff, matter of fact, let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see. let me see. I'm just trying to find. Let me see. Let me see. How far does this go? That's about 30 seconds. All right, so give me a second. I just got to record this for about 30 seconds. Because you got too many people out here that, that really think that a lot of things are just um, a type of, conspiracy and, and all of these other types of things and whatnot. When it's like, nah, you realistically, you got these things directly out here. You have machines that scientists have built that can create clouds. Like I said, it's completely a thousand. It's like, people got to understand. China has a machine out there that can create like an artificial sun, and they did that. They did that. They got a machine that can literally create an artificial sun. So just think about that. So over here we got a machine that can create clouds, and then we got artificial suns. Let me see. Now I gotta cut this. I should have just did it the other way actually. Anyways, hey, what's up, Dave? What's going on? What we got in here? We got Miss Callahan. What is up? What is up? We got Gail. What's happening? We got Pink. What is going on? Miss T 3000. What is up? We got David. David said Harp with the weather machine and CERN with the portals. Yo, the craziest part is a lot of people. I keep telling people that art imitates life and life imitates art. So in a sense, if you want to look at like portal technology, I mean, they got a lot of different, um, videos and stuff about that. But movie wise, they got tons of movies. The Mist is one of the main ones that come directly to mind when it deals with portal technology and different things of that nature. And you have scientists that, in a sense, open up this portal, and the portal opened up in this small town. And the small town ended up seeing this mist that just came out of nowhere. They didn't know specifically what it was or what was happening or anything to that effect. And lo and behold, you just saw these entities coming, directly, out the mist. And they were snatching up, grabbing people and all this other type of stuff. And you had people going crazy, not knowing what to do. You had, the Bible freaks out there. It was like, oh, this is the end of the world. This is the end times and all this, not knowing the fact that this was something that was made by scientists, right? David said, do you think Hurricane Katrina was hard? Um, I believe a lot of things were hard. There was stated um, back during 9/11 that there was supposed to be a hurricane that was coming in the direction of New York. There was, or some type of storm system, a heavy, heavy storm system that was supposed to be coming. And it was stated that magically, it either dissipated or it just changed, trajectory. And, it just didn't show up. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing. I'm like, how would that basically, how would that happen? Because that's not something normally that storm systems do. Whatever track a storm system is on, it's normally going to stay on that track unless the atmosphere or something in the atmosphere directly changes, right? The other thing that I point to people as well dealing with, weather altering technology is Geostorm. Like I said, I like a lot of different types of movies, especially, sci-fi, because it's dealing with stuff that either they have been developing, are developing, already have, or, stuff, old technology from the past and different stuff of that nature. Like I said, they put a lot of stuff, they seed, a lot of movies. So in Geostorm, you were in a sense shown, that technology, right? The Earth was sort of like utopian in a way, because the nations that be came together and they created this station where they would drop these missiles. Like, let's say a hurricane was going to head towards an island or towards the states. It was going to be like a category 5 or something like that. They would drop these missiles directly from the satellite, and they would cause like many explosions in the cloud system to like dissipate the energy, right? So that storm is not going to be there. So they're showing you technology that could basically alter or completely change what a storm is going to sit up there and do. But what inevitably ended up happening is that you had a group, a hacker or whatever it was, deciding that they wanted to take over that whole thing and bring destruction to the planet. To, I forgot if it was like to prove some type of point or whatever it was. It was something, completely stupid. But again, it was showing you the fact that the technology exists and that the technology is there. I'm still talking due to the fact that I'm trying to get this this video to process for me real quick so I can showcase it directly to you guys. Um, yeah, but like I said, these things are directly out here. Matter of fact, I think I might be able to put these things side by side if I have the. Ooh, maybe I don't got the video. Wait, do I got the video up here? Let me see. I may still have the video up here of China. Let me see if I can go up here. Because, like I said, it comes to a moment in time that I get it, where people want to be like, oh, these are just conspiracies or conspiracy theorists. You guys are crazy, and why would the government and the people ever do something like that, and all the other type of stuff. And it's like, yo, like I keep telling people, they'll do things in order to, um, have a certain type of control. So here is the image of the cloud generating machine, right? So let me put that directly up there. So this is what you're watching right now. You're watching a machine, and you see the symbol on the back. That's NASA. They have a machine that's literally, you see the clouds. You see the clouds being made. Clearly see those clouds being made directly by that machine. So again, this is not anything that people could try to write. Oh, this is just conspiracy, and all these you conspiracy theorists. Nah, son. Like I said, people need to start looking up the information. People really need to start looking up the information on the things that are really going on out here, so that they can actually know and understand what's happening. Let me see. I'm trying to find the clip of China here. I think I might have put it somewhere else. Let me see. Yeah, because I'm going far back in clips and I'm not seeing the clip here. I'm seeing everything else but that at the moment, which is crazy. What video is that? Oh yeah. That was a video like Mr. T. Yeah. I gotta post that for you guys as well too. All right, so it's not up here. So let me let me see. Now I gotta go and actually get this real quick. Let me see. Artificial sun. All right, so now I just gotta get this clip real quick. Like I said, for me, I'm just informing and letting people know the things out here, so they won't be, just walking around confused and lost. But again, remember, people say I don't put any type of work in to try to inform people about nothing that's important. Craziness, man. It's crazy out here in these streets. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. So I got to make sure to mute that as well. Did I just mess that up? Yeah, I did. I was supposed to put that there. And then, all right. So yeah, I'm just gonna have it like that so people can basically see it. So again, you're seeing two videos at once, right? So you see what is taking place in China, and you see what is taking place in the United States. United States has a machine that can create clouds. China has the ability to create an artificial sun. It doesn't, like I said, don't take a rocket scientist. It don't take a rocket scientist to, to put these together and the and the show people. Timothy said, "Yo, Seiji, did you check out the email I sent you?" Man, I went directly to sleep. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It's gonna be 1,000% honest with you. I sat up there and went to sleep. But let me see something here. Let me see something. Give me a quick second. Let me see. I gotta check different emails here though. Let me see. Oh, you might have sent it to the. Maybe it might be that one. Nope, that's not it. Yo, which email did you send it to? Cause that's no right there. Let me see something. Cause like when I go through my emails, I got like a lot of what's names right here. Cause I think my problem might be I might be trying to look for your actual like name. I think. Let me see. Oh my apologies if y'all don't hear me talking. I'm trying to go through and find this email real quick. Let me see. Maybe he might respond back. Let me see. Oh, he ain't respond back. Yeah, I'll wait for him to respond back because I'm really trying to find it. Let me see. Look here. Mr. Love This Show said this video is information. This is clear cut, just them testing out a engine in NASA. This video has been debunked many a times. Okay, you know what? I can stand corrected. I got you. No problem, Mister. Let me put that up there, right? Like I said, I can be incorrect. It is completely. It is not improbable. It is not improbable, right? That I can be incorrect or slightly misinformed, right? Now, the thing is, I'm showing two videos here. So you stated that the video that I'm showing with what appears to be clouds being formed, you're saying that that's completely false. Fine, no problem. So what about the video in China? Everybody got out their cell phones, everybody's looking, and you literally see, in a sense, a artificial sun. That I can tell you, that's not a rocket. Rockets don't do that. That's looking like similar to some Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock. That's what that's looking like. That's what that's looking like. So if you got the info on that too, if you're telling me that I'm incorrect and that's a UFO, you're gonna tell me that's holograms. You're gonna tell me somebody edited the video. By all means, no problem. Give us that information. Like I said, if you're going to say that I'm incorrect, then please make sure to cover the whole video. don't just roll up stating just like one part of the video because I clearly got two videos playing. Well, two clips. I can't even say videos. I got two clips literally playing here, right? So, like I said, I'm just asking because I can be incorrect, and if I am, then this is a beautiful time to sit up there and basically put that directly out there. So I'm just waiting for the second part for him to say that I'm incorrect on the artificial sun. I'm just, waiting on that part as well. And it seems to be that's taking quite some time. He wrote that at 10:57. It is now 11 o'clock. I know the delay cannot be that strong on YouTube. I know the delay can't be that strong. But anyways, let me go over to the next topic that I also want to highlight as well, and this one more so has to specifically deal with women, right? So this is a little bit. Wait, what did I just delete? Okay, that was the first. What's the name? Okay, I got it. Okay, all right. So the problem that we have here, and I've told this to a lot of women before, and I've stated this is another video that, in a sense, is it more than likely has to wait. This right here, right? So this person over here, Evan Rachel Wood, it was stated that she pressured a model to basically sue Marilyn Manson for sexual harassment, meaning that the accusations against him when it deals with sexual assault and or harassment are false. And I've specifically told women before that women are going to be the downfall of other women. Women are going to be the downfall of other so-called women due to the fact that you have women out here that are trying to use certain movements such as the time is up, such as the Me Too and all the other type of stuff. They're trying to go directly off of that residual fumes and whatever else that came up, and they're doing stuff like this. So that means that actual women who are going directly through sexual assault, I'm talking about actual victims, where they have the DNA evidence, they have the proof, they have the lab kits, the test, all of that stuff. They're not going to be believed by men or by the general public. Remember Amber Heard and what she basically stated about Johnny Depp? But nobody wanted to, all of those women out there didn't want to highlight the fact that Johnny Depp had a part of his finger missing because of Amber Heard. Nobody wanted to point that out. Nobody wanted to look at that, but everybody wanted to go, oh, Johnny is abusing, Amber Heard, and Johnny is doing this and Johnny is doing that. And then they all got butthurt when she lost that case, and they wanted to try to say that, oh, this is all women, and this is going to affect all women in a negative way and all this other type of stuff. Nah, it's going to affect you due to the fact that you hate men. And I tried to tell a lot of women that you have a lot of women out here that hate men, like they are literally on the aspect of like they're anti-men, and they want any and everything to do with women. And in order to do that, they try their best in order to get men directly out of the way, one way or another. Again, if you go back and you look at the Outer Limits, like I said, I love the Outer Limits. They had an episode. Let me see if I can find an episode. Um, Let me see if I can find that. Let me see, 1998. Nope, that is not what I'm looking for. Let me see. The metric. Maybe it's the maybe it's that one. Maybe it's the X bomb. Let me see. Clear mode FBI. No, 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 no. Oh, that's first of all, that was spelled completely wrong. Where is it? Some people might know what I'm talking about because I'm really trying to find it right now. But anyways, they created a bomb that, in a sense, got rid of men. Let me see about the last. Let me see. Where is? It's crazy that I can't seem to actually find this because it's showing me like all these old. I would have to like really try to find it. But anyways, um, scientists created like a bomb that was a genetic bomb, and the thing that ended up happening is that that bomb ended up almost eradicating pretty much all men off of the face of the earth. It left women, but it pretty much eradicated women. I'm sorry, men off of the face of the planet, and you had a small amount of men that were left, and those men, I think what they started doing, did they kill off the rest of the men? I think they started, if the men were found, I think they were killed or they were put in prison for life. It was something crazy. That ended up, taking place, with that. But the most interesting thing that I found is even within that video itself, because it was pretty much an all women society, right? It was women just being with women. Women didn't have no choice to be with nobody else. So it was just a lesbos, a themyscira, type of environment. But it was like still even with that, you still had women that were in the military and in the police. And I'm like, how is that even possible? Because to my knowledge, if women basically ruled the whole planet, that means that there will be peace on earth. There will be no type of wars, no types of battles, nothing like that. But yet, even there, even in that fictitious landscape, you still had women police, you still had women firefighters, you still had women being in the military. You still had all of these things present, which doesn't make any sense. Which means that no matter who is basically there, there's still going to be something that's going to take place. If you got people that want to do bad things, you're going to have people that's going to want to do bad things. And if you give people enough information and knowledge, they might want to, take certain things into their own hands. Like I said, you got women out here that are already talking about eradicating men. Like I covered a video directly on that. It was a white woman and she was talking about, eradicating and getting rid of men. I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's what we do? I'm like, just imagine if a man said anything like that. But it's like time and time again, you can find women online saying stuff like this. And there's no type of pushback. And I'm like, why is that? I'm like, so no other women out here, so y'all don't have no fathers, no good fathers, no uncles, brothers, stepbrothers, male friends or anything like y'all don't have nothing out here where it would make you speak up and call like these women out saying stuff like this. And that yet again points into this direction here where you got women falsifying accusations. And women wonder why it is that men don't believe women. This is why. This is why I've literally covered a multitude of stories of black men. They were like college students and they got put up on trial because a girl basically said that, she was assaulted by the guys. So their whole college career, their prospects of potentially going to the NFL that they worked so hard for since elementary school, all of that is done because a woman sat up there and lied. But what does the woman have to, what's the negative for the woman? Nothing. Nothing. What is society going to do? They're going to cry for her. You're going to have some men out there that are going to put on their super suits and their capes and still try to champion her. Like I said, it's crazy. We are really living in a jacked up society where if any of y'all have any type of sons or anything like that, Godspeed. Godspeed. And, again, Marilyn Manson is, who Marilyn Manson is. I'm using this as a clear cut example of the things that are going on because some people might sit up there and say, well, this is just white people. This is just them. What does this have to do with us? Because you have women in the black community that will falsify things. Matter of fact, while we on it, let me just highlight that because I feel like I gotta do that before people start, rolling up and wanna, start stating like some what ifs and stuff like that. So let me go to a brother that I idolize and that I love a lot. That is also from Detroit, and it is the brother Mr. Greg Mathis. Let me let this play for y'all here. Let me know if y'all can hear it. If y'all can hear, somebody put a if you can hear the video, put a thumbs up in the chat for me real quick. Yo, bro, Allen, much love and appreciation for the $5 donation up there. Much love and appreciation, man. No volume. All right, I got you. So I'm gonna play it through. Uh, I'm gonna play it through another source. I got you. Because on my end, it showed that it was moving, but for whatever reason, it wasn't. Really moving as it wasn't doing as it should. So I got you. Hold on. Let me go to it. Let me go to it. Let me go to it. Let me get you. Let me see. That's the. All right. Let me see. I might have to do that via. Let me see. All right. Let me. Wait. I can't pause this. Pause. All right. Uh. Let me see if I can get this to go through instead of the headphones. Go through the speaker. All right. So let me just replay this. Hopefully it is loud enough. All right. So here we go.
They arrest people for no reason, and now you're part of that. You're part of criminalizing men who haven't done anything, and then ruining their record, ruining their employment prospects. And women do this a lot, sometimes men, but women do retaliate a lot through the law, falsely. TROs, temporary restraining orders, they get that open argument. Hurt the man's future, hurt his career. You don't understand. When you go into court, TRO, the prosecutor is going to give you one just by request to prevent the risk that something might happen. So all you got to do, I won't tell no ladies this because then they'll go in and do it when they want to retaliate against their employed friends, but it's because it's enough of that going on. But don't do any of this, ladies who are watching. Do not make these, don't bring the law in on your lie. Don't bring the law in on your lie. Go to lie on them, or you got police who engage in misconduct, so they arrest people for no reason, and now you're part of that. You're part of criminalizing men who haven't done anything, and then ruining their record, ruining their employment prospects. And women do this a lot, sometimes men, but women do retaliate a lot through the law, falsely. TROs, temporary restraining orders, they get that open argument. Hurt the man's future, hurt his career. You don't understand. When you go into court, TRO, the prosecutor is going to give you one just by request to prevent the risk that something might happen. So all you got to do, I won't tell no ladies this because then they'll go in and do it when they want to retaliate against their employed friends, but it's because it's enough of that going on. But don't do any of this, ladies who are watching. Do not make these, don't bring the law in on your lie. Don't bring the law in on your lie. Go to lie on them, or you got police who engage in misconduct. Let me see if I can.
All right, so I'm just gonna let that play in the background. So what you were able to wait, let me see something. I could have sworn. Yeah, I saw Prince up there for a minute. Hold on, what happened? Oh, yeah, there we go. Yo, Prince, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening? So, for those of you that were able to hear that video, this is another reason that, like I said, when I have proof, I want to, in a sense, showcase those things to you. So, even though I talked about the Marilyn Manson thing and how it is that the false accusations take place and how that can in a sense hinder and do be very disruptive to a man's life and ruin his whole career, I wanted to also show people that are like, well, I don't care about this because it's just happening to white people. You literally have Judge Mathis telling you that a black woman sat up here and decided that she wanted to retaliate against her boyfriend or whoever that dude is emotionally by way of using the court system. So it's not just anything that's just happening in between like white people. This is you have black women in the community that are doing the exact same thing. And like he said, those things, those temporary restraining orders are very disruptive. And we already know what the police basically does to black men and how it is that black men are in a sense treated and basically deemed. What do you mean? What do you think is going to happen if this dude gets stopped or whatever it is, and they search him and they find out that he got a temporary restraining order? Oh, they're really going to sit up there and treat him some certain type of way, and they're going to feel like they have the right to sit up there and do it because a black woman wanted to act emotionally. She wanted to lash out emotionally over something frivolous like a conversation or whatever it was, and she wanted to get a temporary restraining order. Me being a young black man, I didn't heard a lot of older black women sit up there and talk to the guys that they with. You better leave me alone before I sit up there and call the law, before I get the police on you. And you know I will. This ain't the first time I done called. You better leave me alone. You better stop arguing with me. And they'll literally say that. So, like I said before, people, need to stop thinking that, it's only just happening to a certain group or, whatever it is. This is something that's happening to a variety of men directly out here. Like I said, I've covered a variety of topics out here in order to showcase these things so that people can, understand, so that people can, in a sense, see from like two different angles and come up with their own viewpoint and their own different types of, information. That's the main thing that I've tried to always do, directly on this platform. Obviously, I guess it's possibly failed, but I've tried. Prince said, "Hey, good brother, everything is good. Glad to catch you live. Hey, man, glad you're here, man. Like I said, I'm glad everybody who's watching is healthy and everybody's doing good or whatnot. Hopefully, I'm hoping that everybody's doing good or whatnot. And much love and appreciation to all of y'all. No matter where y'all are around the planet. You know, um, Now, what was the other thing? Um, so let me go back up. Mr. Love This Show said, "Do you see going back to the previous video where I put up the stuff dealing with China and the artificial sun?" Uh, he said, "Do you see the plumes of smoke under the so-called sun? That should be your clue." Ah, look here. I don't know what to tell you. As I've stated before, I said it's an artificial sun, which means that they have to launch the thing directly up there, right? But again, again, I'm not going to debate. I'm not going to sit up there and argue. If you're stating that I'm wrong on both the rocket engines, right? If you're stating that I'm wrong on the artificial sun, no problem. No problem. The one thing, as I stated before, if at any point in time that people feel that I'm 100% wrong on stuff, write that directly underneath the comment section under every video that I do. That's the one thing that I ask of people. If you are, pretty much right and you have the information, write that stuff directly underneath the videos, all the videos that I do on this channel. Don't just show up once. Don't just show up once and then just decide to impart some wisdom and some knowledge. Because obviously you're trying to show people like, hey, I have the actual truth. I know what it is that I'm specifically talking about. No problem. But like I said, don't just show up once and just do this and then just magically disappear. I expect this same type of energy consistently. You know, Timothy said, "I don't know if my chats are coming through." No, no, no. Your chats are coming through. um, let me see. You should be able to just type it Seijihito at gmail.com. So that's the that's one of the many emails that that I got. So that's why I was like checking through a multitude of of emails to see if it got sent. But yeah, you can just send it to Seijihito at gmail.com and it should show up. I'm not sure the time it'll show up. Gmail is usually pretty quick, so you know. So let me see. Let me go to something else while I'm here. Like I said, gotta want to cover a variety of things here, right? All right, no problem. Uh, the other thing I wanted to, in a sense, showcase is that the. I think that might be the gift version. Yeah, so I'll loop that, right? Ah, I think I messed up. Yeah. The other one is this. This is the video that I just posted recently. And this is Grant Cardone. Right now, as I stated to people before, I've had a lot of people that try to tell me like, oh, well, you can't categorize all white people and all this other type of stuff and yada 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 and yeah yeah yeah. And I've had people tell me, oh, but I got white people in my family and they're not this way and all this other stuff. Like like I said, I get it. The people that you are associated with, that you're closest to, you have something that you're invested, so you're going to defend them. Like I said, no problem, I got it. But you don't know exactly who they are up until they show you who specifically it is that they are. For me, I didn't really. It's like you can get the hint of something, but you don't really know up until you know, right? I've watched Grant Cardone for quite some years. Listen to the information. Man has like valid information, all of the different type of stuff that you can learn from, and and yada yada yada, right? And when I look at him as like he looked like the all American type of white dude, right? Where he got like the salt and pepper, type of hair and whatnot. Big dude, pretty much stays in shape, tall, something that, a lot of women would more than likely go for, on top of the fact that he also has money. Um, wealth, asset wise, I think it was stated that he got about what, like 2.4 like billion for everything that he basically, has. But then for just him, I think net, I think they said it was like somewhere for like 300,000, whatever, right? And this is what in a sense, rich people do. In order for them to keep their money, they'll put it in assets, which will also appreciate over time, and they can decide to sell off those assets and da 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 and all that other type of good stuff, and not really worry about in a sense taxes. That's that's the legal way of in a sense like doing stuff. That's what rich people do. So they'll buy paintings and all these other, type of, things. So I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, I'm listening to the video, and I'm like, he is really adamant about wanting to say the N word. I'm like, yo, what is wrong with you? I'm like, yo, you got billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. You can do anything in the world that you literally want to do, but the one main thing that seems to escape you, that money seems that it can't buy you, is the ability to say the N word. And I'm like, for what? What would you specifically get directly out of it that it's so much of that thing that you need to do that you just really need to do it? Like, it's crazy. It's 1,000% crazy how that works. Juggernaut said, are you affiliated with Tureen? uh I mean, what do you mean, like, affiliated? I'm a little bit lost. I mean, I know him. I'm not saying like I'm ultra like close to him, like I've known him like all my life, but I know of the work that he's done, and that he does. We've done, like a live stream. He's bought a pair of, my shoes. He's shown like a lot of love and support, through a variety of ways, to my platform. So if you mean affiliated that way, yeah, we're both in the exact same arena when it deals with, black media and covering, news story, topics, and stuff of that nature. Oh, did we do a live stream before? I think, was it a video or a live stream? Because it was a while ago, when it took place. I mean, we've done both. We've done a video and a live stream before. We've done that. So yep, we have done that. But the main thing is that for white people, why is this? I mean, technically, I know why. I get it, but it's like, why is it that you want to say it? Because y'all in a sense like said stuff before when your people deemed it as cool, and then because your people deemed it as cool, everybody else was like, all right, I guess it's fine to like categorize black people as that. But the moment of time that we in a sense like switch it up, and we try to make something different of it that is for us, you know y'all want to roll up here, and y'all be like, oh, it's not fair. We should be able to say it too. We invented the word. We sat up there and did this, and we did that. How do you have ownership over this word? Is because we got ownership over it. That's what it is. We got ownership over it. Regardless of, I know the argument that a lot of people like to make when it comes to the older generation. Oh, y'all shouldn't be saying this. We buried and retired. First of all, let me just go back to something. For the older generation, where it is that we had like this ceremony where it was quote unquote we buried the N word, that was one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in my life. You cannot bury a word that has history, that is embedded in the woven fabric of America. You can't get rid of that. Like I said, black people, we got power, we got the Midas touch, but we're not up there to the point where we can just eradicate a simple word. We're not the LGBT. The LGBT have the power and the laws to literally eradicate the way that it is that people happen to speak in America. That's the only group that can do that. Literally. And it's not like they got that respect out of because people respect them. They got that by force. Like I said, I respect, and I've stated this on a variety of times on this platform. I might talk about a variety of groups, but I'm also going to tell you the things that I respect about a variety of groups because of the way that they move. I sit up there and hit a lot of key points, and I bring up a lot of things about the LGBT. But the one thing that I consistently will always and forever talk about and respect is the fact that they got that power to basically change the way it is that people talk, and direct things specifically at them. People fear them because they have power. Notice that. People fear the Asian community because they got power. People, in a sense, fear the white community because they got power. Nobody fears black people because black people don't have no power. Like I said, there's differences out here. And I don't really think that black people fully understand. We have power, but we don't have power at the same time. We have power internally, but we don't really have power that's realized, meaning outwardly. So this is why we are suffering the things and going through the things that we are continuously going through, because it's just not there. We don't have a mass majority. Like I said, I'm not saying the whole collective because I don't even care about the whole collective no more. We don't even have a majority that is willing to just come together and band together in order to start building and pushing money back and forth in between each other in order to keep it in the black community. We're not even really doing that. I can point out variables. I can point out the small few that are doing it, but it's not a mass majority. And that's a shame. Because too many times we talk about, yo, we need schools, we need medical, we need healthcare, we need insurance, we need, life insurance, we need all of these things. We need trade schools. We've talked about all of these things, but it's just talking, it's just out there. And we don't really have people coming together to really make this a thing. Other groups got it. If the Chinese in America basically said like, yo, we need trade schools for Asian Americans, they're going to put together money to sit up there and do it. If Africans basically said like, yo, when we make it over here to America, we got to create some trade schools and different things for, our people, for our culture, and still, take part in American culture, they're going to do that. It don't matter if they're Cuban, don't matter if they're Latin, don't matter if they're Mexican, don't matter if they're African, Asian American, don't matter if they're Jewish, don't matter if they're white, no matter who it is, they will literally come to America, be on point, and they'll come together as somewhat of a collective, and they'll sit up there and build and make stuff happen. Black people will literally sit here, and all we will basically do is talk about the things that we need to do in the community, and to no avail, nothing happens. And then we wonder why it is that ain't nothing happening. It's because we ain't moving. And I stated this a multitude of times in a whole bunch of live streams. We are so good at talking, but we are so terrible at action. And it's crazy how we're terrible at action when we're some of the most active and athletic people on the planet. It's crazy. It's crazy how we don't have movement. Everybody else that is not as athletic or as blessed as we are genetically with the athleticism, it's the same thing, but I just wanted to say it that way. It's amazing how they're running like at the speed of light, and we're sitting there like a turtle. How? How? And then we come back to the same conversations talking about, oh yeah, slavery, this, that, and the third. It's like, yo, I get it. Like I said, again, to all the black people here, I've covered all of those topics. I've talked about it. I somewhat still talk about it now. But I also talk about the things that we have control of right now. And right now, we got control of being able to put together the $1.6 trillion that we got of spending power, buying power, whatever it is. we have control over that. It's just the fact that black people feel like they know what's best for black people. Like, people say that, oh, I'm not going to support Nike or whatever it is, or because of, Kyrie and all this other, but yet y'all still going out here buying all these shoes. Y'all still going out here buying like iPhones that cost like thousands of dollars and whatnot. Y'all still going out here buying like Mercedes Benzes, and you don't even need it. You're sitting up here like struggling to pay bills, but you're trying to keep up with like Terry, DeMarcus, and Shakana down the street because somebody got a Beamer or a Rover and all this other. You're trying to keep up with them, but you can barely keep the lights on in your house. You can barely feed your kids, but you got to make sure to be able to show off when you driving from the house though. But the outside of your house look like a war just happened. Your kids ain't even properly dressed. Like I said, it's a lot of money mismanagement in the black community, but don't nobody want to listen. You got some people, like I said, I might not agree with everything that, people say, but I will sit up there and state this. Regardless of how it is that people feel about, let's say, like Boyce Watkins, he knows things about money. He knows things about money. So I get it. People can disagree with a lot of things. I've seen some stuff that he's basically said or written. I've disagreed with those things too, but I'm not going to overlook the amount of information that he has. He has information that I don't know anything about. He's a part of a field that he has literally studied, literally been in, literally taught people, literally helped people make money. I don't know nothing about that. So it's crazy to see black people generalize the whole thing to the point of like, yo, I disagree with this person so much that I'm not going to pay attention to any of the financial information that they have directly out here. And that's what black people will do. But the funny part is, if we have somebody that is a racist and they're white, we will overlook that racism and still listen to that information. The United States government is racist as all get out. Been that way for the longest time possible. But yet we will still sit up there and listen to them when it comes to, okay, this is an emergency. You need to take this. You need to do this. You need to listen to. We will make sure to do that. We'll make sure to do that. Even though consistently we've seen how the government does not really care about black people. And the funniest thing about that is some people, well, if the government was racist, if they didn't care about black people, then they wouldn't sit up there and do the things they've been sitting up here doing. Look at all the things that the government has given you. Look at all the things the government has done for you. Realistically, the government is not doing anything. They owe black people a lot. They owe black people a lot. Matter of fact, let me just go to another instance, right? Um, let me see if I can find this video track here. Playback. Let me see tools, dockets. Let me go to the list. All right. So let me add another file directly in here because again, like I said it before, it seems like whenever things happen, I gotta have like white people say stuff, in order for people to actually understand. Because the moment in time that I, as a black man, happen to say it, nobody, really, believes it. Nobody really wants to, listen to, um, those things, at all. So I'm going to. Oh, nope, that's not it. Wait. Okay, that's image. What? Let me see. What is it, Colonel? Okay, so that's that one, right? Let me remove selected, and let me just unmute that.
Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make sense? Right? African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to you built the nation. We all built it, but you were such a massive part of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make sense? Right? African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to you built the nation. We all built it, but you were such a massive part of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make sense? Right? African Americans built this nation.
Let me try to go to the audio real quick.
You're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that.
I can't find
You're just starting to you built the nation. We all built it.
All right, so you heard specifically, just so if anybody have any disagreements, a white man said it, so it has to be true, right? So again, he basically stated what it is that black people already knew. We already know that we had a helping hand in pretty much building this whole thing. We know. We know. Juggernaut said, when the hell did he say that? Is that for his new campaign? This is my thing. If it is, I don't even care. You know what? I'm at the point now. If people wanna say the truth in order to sit up there and win, whatever. As long as the truth is being stated, it's whatever it is for me right now. Like I said, I don't got no dog in this race. I did not vote. I didn't vote for anybody that is in office at this moment in time. And I specifically stated that on several live streams, on a multitude of videos. I don't got no dog in this race. But when somebody is going to highlight and spot the truth, I'm going to highlight that truth that is being spotted. Because again, if I as a black man basically stated, people want to try to refute. People, want to try to bring up, information and try to argue. But like I said, when a white man basically said it, it's a whole different thing. Oh, K5, yo, what's up, K? K5 said he said that while he was still president. Hey, a white man said it. It has to be true. That's gonna be my motto now. A white man said it. It has to be true because that's the only way that black people will literally listen. And yes, I am generalizing the hell out of that because I've been doing this for way too many years and I've had way too many conversations and arguments with people where, yo, it's crazy. It is 1,000% crazy. And it shouldn't even be that way. It shouldn't be to the fact that I have to highlight white people saying stuff that we already knew in order for it to be validated. It should not even be that way, but this is where we are. This is where we are. And and this goes back to the whole thing that I stated earlier, where it was like, we don't have, in a sense, enough black people uh coming together to really do stuff. Matter of fact, let me just highlight another video. Hold on. While I'm highlighting videos here, I got this. Hold on, let me get y'all up on something else. This is a video. I might have turned this into, I might have put this up before. I think I did actually. Matter of fact, I know I put it up before because I did a video directly on it. If I can actually find a brother real quick, it's just going to take me a quick second. Like I said, something else that I highlighted before too. I highlighted Charleston White, and hold on, that's the video right there. Let me remove selected. Oh wait, that's the full video. No, let me go back. Where is? Let me see information. How long is this video? It's not even telling me. Let me just pause it. Let me go back. And I got to scroll all the way back down. Okay, because that's the video there. Yeah, that's the one right there. That's what I'm looking for. All right. So now this is the correct one. Messed up on that first one. Let me get y'all that audio.
Underclass in America by the year 2015. Why the year 2015? 2015, because what I've concluded from analysis is that there will be a converging of social factors nationally and internationally that's going to place blacks in a permanent status of underclassship. And one, we anticipate by that point in time, based on all the research that's coming to us, that the next generation of whites is going to be more anti-black than they've been since the civil rights movement. Two, we anticipate by the same token about 86 million Hispanics coming into the United States and about 41 million Asians by that point in time, which is going to kick black folk out of being the minority in the society down to minority. We've been number 2 in the society for 400 years as a group. We're going to become number 4. And if we have not gotten anything after being number 2 for 400 years, you guess what's going to happen when we become number 4. Because at that point in time, all the new groups coming into America, they're coming in higher than we are because this country operates off of a preferential acceptance program, which means that groups are coming in based on skin color, going from the lightest down to the darkest, light, yellow, brown, black. And that's what our immigration laws are based on. And black folk would not be able to penetrate through those groups to get to the white society when that happens because those groups owe us nothing. They don't understand our problems and they're competitive with us, and we don't begin to be a little more aggressive about being in a competitive posture. They're going to eat our lunches. And you mentioned that blacks will be pretty much.
So you heard what it is, what Dr. Claude basically stated, right? And that's a black leader. And too many times, let me go back to the comments. K5 said, yo, Seiji, thanks for the vids. Truth and energy. I don't comment on anybody's vids like I used to. No, I get it. I got you. Timothy said Charleston White is a walking contradiction. No. He is, but this is the main point that he basically stated. Hold on, let me see. Did I get that video? And the funny thing is, trust me, I've talked about Charleston White directly on my channel before. And a lot of the things that he has basically said and all of these things, trust me, I've watched I've watched a lot of his interviews and whatnot. So like I said, the main thing is if I'm going to critique somebody, I'm actually going to take the time and the energy to actually get to know who that person is. So I'm looking at interviews, I'm looking at clips, I'm looking at all that. I'm listening to the words that they are specifically stating. And I'm trying to see if I got that clip.
Trying to tell everybody, say, man, these are one of the only countries that lock children up. Man,
Hold on, let me see if this is the one. Oh yeah. That's the clip right there. So let me catch y'all with this clip real quick. Right? Listen, pay attention.
But then Eddie Murphy came with the movie Dolomite. Came out on Netflix. Yeah. I grew up believing Dolomite was real. I didn't know Rudy Ray Moore was playing Dolomite. I didn't know he really went to the streets and recorded what people said in the streets, went home and created a character. When I saw that a light came on, I said, aha. So I started listening out in the hood to different shit. Damn stupid motherfucker. That's how niggas talk to each other in the hood. That's how mothers talk to the nigga they date. Nigga, if you don't get your lazy ass up, nigga, you fucking with all them bitches you behind. So all I'm doing is repeating everything I done heard in the hood. And it offend y'all. But when I was doing this, I've been on every publication you can think of. The Texas Tribune, Dallas Observer, Houston Chronicle, Fort Worth Star. You can't, this within the last 8 to 10 years. As recently to Walter Cronkite School, News 21, just last year, the biggest journalism school in the world. So when I was talking like that, wasn't nobody paying me no attention. But then when I started speaking the language of the people, fuck you, nigga, bitch, hoe, suck my dick. That's how we talk to one another. So now the tone offends y'all. Me and y'all full of shit. You can cut it off now. And you mentioned that blacks will be pretty much a permanent underclass.
So going back to the comment where Timothy said that Charleston White is a walking contradiction, you are correct. But this is the fact that even I have showcased directly on my platform, and I've done this directly in live streams. The moment in time that I'm talking, nice, I'm talking a certain type of way, I'm not really amped up or whatever it is, people ain't really showing up to the live stream. People will pop in every once in a while. They might stay for about a minute or two. And then because there ain't no energy to it, they not really sitting up there stating, even if the information is important. But the moment in time that I start sitting up there, and y'all have seen me, Gail has been there, Kay has been there, Keyshawn has been there, Prince has been there. Some of y'all that are here right now have been there in my live streams where I've gone the fuck off on people. I started cussing, all this other type of stuff. And those have been some of the live streams that magically I had like 70 people sitting in there, listening to me talking, listening to me going off. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me that I have to act vastly different? I have to start talking in the language of a nigga in order for black people to actually sit there, or just for people in general to sit there and listen to me, versus if I'm talking to y'all like I actually love and care about y'all, right? I'm talking to y'all how I want to be talked to. Oh no, y'all don't want to hear that. That's fucked up. He's 1,000% right. I can disagree with a lot of the shit that Charleston White has basically said and done. This shit, he is motherfucking right, and can't nobody tell me different, because I've literally done it on this platform several times. And I've seen people just show up directly in the live streams that normally wouldn't even be here. And I'm like, wow. And this is why I say the shit that I say about black people. Like, black people don't know what the fuck it is that they want. They don't. They literally don't. They literally don't. Like, we say all the time, like, yo, we want people to love us and respect us and to talk to us like human beings. But in order for another black person to get you to, like, take in some information, they got to start disrespecting you. That's crazy to me. That, like, people, it's like, I don't even really think that black people even understand how jacked that is. That people have to disrespect you in order for you to respect them. So in order for me as a black man to be respectful, or to be deemed respectful, to get all of that, I have to start disrespecting black people. I have to start talking to y'all the way that black people start talking to each other on the streets. That's crazy to me. In order for me to, in a sense, get respect from black women, I got to start calling black women bitches and hoes and all this other type of shit. And then the moment in time that I start doing that, that's when people want to start sharing that video. Oh, look at this black man referring to black women as bitches and hoes and all of this other type of shit and saying this and that and da 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 da. Now black women want to listen. Now black women are intrigued. Now black women want to tune in just to sit up there and hear if I'm going to say something negative. But when Seiji is saying like nice ass shit, like, hey, you know, I love you guys. I respect you guys. You guys are valuable. You guys are, you know, the creator, the cradle and the creator of all civilization. Niggas ain't showing up. It's crazy. It's completely crazy how that works. Like I said, I can disagree with Charles White and a lot of the stuff that he basically does, but he's 1,000% right, and can't nobody refute that. There is not a black person alive that is going to be able to refute that. It's not. Courtney said, because for some odd reason our people are attracted to drama but shy away from education. No, that's facts. That's a 1,000% facts. That's 1,000% facts. Chucky said, I like basically saying like I'm good on that part. I'm not a part of that group. No, I get that. But like I said, you can be the individual that's not a part of that group, but it still does not mean that you have a majority that is in that same aspect where they like to be disrespected in order for you to like actually listen to them. Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy. And let me explain something to y'all. I've understood for a very long time, since I was younger, that nice people don't get respected. Nice people don't get respected. My mom raised me to be nice, cordial, understanding, respectful, all of that, right? In all of my life, I've just been disrespected by people. I've been not respected by people, even though I was taught a certain type of way and how to basically carry myself and how to represent the house and my last name. But even with that instilled in me, I still had black people disrespecting me. Even though I don't know them and I'm trying to show them as much love and admiration and all these, and this is my whole life. But it's like I only can get respect once I start disrespecting people. Like I said, can't nobody make sense of that for me. Ain't nobody gonna make sense of that for me, because that is just something that just does not make sense at all. And in a sense, it was like, it used to be a point in time where like stuff like that coming to the understanding, it used to be a point in time where that was actually hurtful. I was like, damn. It's like I really gotta start like talking to people like this. Because it's like as I go through life, you start seeing it. If you look at the interactions that from social media or real life, let's just take the aspect of the dynamic of some of the black men, the examples of some of the black men and some of the black women out here. You'll see them talk to each other. Black women will call a black dude a nigga. And a black dude will sit up there and call a black woman a bitch and a hoe and all this other type of stuff. And they're completely fine with it. They're like, oh, that nigga disrespected me. This, that, and the third. He called me this. He called me that. But then a few breaths later, they sitting up there laying in the bed with him. Ain't that something? But yet, the young black man, Tommy down the street, who was respecting her dumb ass, he's, flowers, like, oh, you're the salt of the earth, you're a queen, you're black, you're this, you're that, and you're all these other type of great positive things. She's ignoring him. She ain't gonna give him the time of day because he's considered like a lame. He's boring. He's all this other type of shit. He's not exciting. But realistically, it's just the fact that he's not disrespecting her in the way that she respects. And it's like for me, I can't sit up there. I would never use my platform to try to teach that. I'm trying to get my words straight. I would never use my platform to try to teach young black men that message in order to get the black woman that they desire. Because if you got to go to that extent to get a black woman, she ain't even worth it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If as a black man you have to go below yourself in order to obtain a black woman that you want, that is a black woman that you don't need. You need to sit up there and try another one. You need to try another one. It's a hard pill to swallow. You might think that you might be able to save her, but like J. Cole said, you can't save him. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. He clearly said that. He made a song about that. If you don't know about it, go look at let me make sure to get you this J. Cole song. Because people gotta understand. It popped up immediately. Yeah, it's called No Role Models. Let me just take this picture real quick. That was like one of my favorite songs. I was blasting at work. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. That's still like one of my favorite songs because that song is a very true song. It's 1,000% a very true song, and I did not save that image, did I? Look at that. Things are so true out here that the image didn't even save. Woo, it's cold blooded out here. No role models to speak of. And then even in the song, which is dope, even within that, he gave examples of black women that are worth it. That he was like, yo, I wish that, I was old enough for Nina Long and, all of these other types of things. Like I said, there's a lot of black female artists out here that I wish that I could sit up there. I was old enough. I had the money to even be with. Because I feel like that would sit up there and work. Like I said, this is the song. If you don't know that song, that's the song right there. And that song is bars. Nobody can refute that song. That song is 1,000% true. You cannot save a woman that don't want to be saved. If you got a black woman out here that you chasing and she like niggas, don't try to sit up there and become that nigga just to sit up there and be with her. That's a failed attempt, and you're gonna end up killing yourself behind that. And she ain't gonna care, and she gonna be with somebody else. That's just the facts of life. That goes for any black dude that's up here, and that goes for any young black man that sit up there and listening to my voice. Don't do that shit. It is not worth it. Do not change yourself in order to be the guy that that woman desires. If she don't want you, there's another woman out there that will. Because she's not going to change in order to get you. She'll change in order to get that nigga though. If there's a nigga out here that she want to get, if there's a thug out here she want to get, if there's a drug dealer or a gang member, if there's a celebrity male out here that she want to get, she will do her body. She will Lego together. She will Mr. Potato Head her body in order to get that celebrity. Those women are not going to do that for you. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. So this is why you got videos out here of women complaining about finally meeting they celebrity crush or whatever it is, and it's not what it is. It's not what they thought it was. And I'm realistically in my mind, I'm like, you're an idiot. You're stupid as a woman because you thought that you would be able to keep a celebrity guy. You thought that he was going to drop hundreds of thousands of millions of women for your stupid ass. No, you ain't worth that. He got options for days. You're just an option for today. It's a difference. Because for whatever reason, a lot of women out here are so gassed up right now because of social media, because of all of this shit out here, that they feel like they are the one for whatever guy that, basically they're in front of. And I'm like, sweetheart, that's not the case. It's great that you believe in yourself that much, but you're not Superman. You're not Superwoman. You can't do it all. Because there are some things out here that you won't do that another woman will. So don't believe for a second that you're going to be the woman that is going to do all the things that he needs. because you're not. Because there's just going to be some things that you're not willing to do. And that is okay. That is completely okay. But again, but again, this is the type of shit that you have some women out here going for. They want to go for the guys that hundreds of thousands of women are basically chasing after. Pay attention. They don't want the guys that ain't no woman. Facts of life right now. Nobody can tell me. There's not a woman out here that can list me a man that they find attractive that no other woman finds attractive. Women ain't looking for that. Women want a guy that other women deem attractive. That's a fact. If you are not attractive to other women, women ain't looking at you. You're not getting the time of day. So this is yet again another reason why you got a lot of guys like, hey, I'm about to sit up there and chase the dream. I'm about to be in the NFL. I'm about to sit up there and be directly in the NBA. I'm about to be a rapper. I'm about to be an entertainer. I'm going to be a movie star. Because behind all of that stuff that they want to do, they know that it's going to put them in front of a whole bunch of women. At the end of the day, like, yeah, at a point, guys are doing stuff for themselves. Like physically, we build our bodies up for ourselves because it does have healthy benefits. It has longevity benefits. It's going to help us out, as we get older. If we keep up the same regimen, the same diet, we're going to be looking great. We're going to be looking golden by the time we're 60. Our 30 is going to be the new 60. That's what it's going to be. I mean, sorry, 60 is going to be the new 30. That's what it's going to look like. Right? But that's only if you keep up with that diet, the regimen, and working out and all of that stuff. But with all of that working out, we know at the end of the day that we're putting ourselves above other men out here that are not taking out that time and energy to work out. So if we work out and we have like our bodies right, we know that women are going to sit up there and look at us. Right? Women who more than likely didn't even find you attractive before, once you start working out, you start coming up with like the pecs, the abs, all the muscles like everywhere. You looking like you were cut from like stone. Oh yeah, women, it don't matter what woman it is, they're going to be trying to touch you. They're going to be looking at you. They're going to be interested because your body is correct. Because women are also physical creatures. It ain't about what you can sit up there and give realistically when you first meet a woman. A woman is not worried about you emotionally. A woman is not really worried about your brain and all this other. They're looking at your physical appearance. They're looking at your style. They're looking at your dress sense. They're looking at the way that you walk, the way that you put yourself together. They're looking at how it is that uh, 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 your face looks, right? They're looking at the haircut. They're looking to see if you work out and stuff like that. That's what they look at first. All of the other shit that women say, like, oh yeah, I want a guy with a heart. I want a guy, that's smart and that cares and all this. That's some later on type shit. Because I done seen too many dudes who have just been like working out for some time and they were with that girl that same day. Strictly off of the strength that they worked out. And she was turned on by the fact that they worked out and they took care of their body. It had nothing to do with conversation or none of that. So again, a lot of the stuff that women sit up here and say is straight cap, straight lies. Straight 1,000% lies. Like I said, put a physically attractive guy directly in front of a lot of women. Women are going after that guy. They're going after that guy. Give him the look that they want, like give him the hair that they like, the type of face, the nose, the smile, the skin complexion, the body. Women are going to be looking at that guy and they're going to be with that guy the exact same night. The exact same night. Like, it's crazy. It's 1,000% crazy. And again, it shouldn't be like that. This is why you have a lot of dudes out here coming up with videos talking about a lot of this stuff because you don't really have. I can only name a few women that, yo, Hack, what is up, what is up, what is up. I can only name realistically a few women that in a sense talk about the hypocrisy amongst women and how it is that they selectively choose certain types of guys. Like I said, every woman has the story of, oh, I've known some good guys. I've had good guys. It's always the ones that quote unquote they let escape. It's always the ones that got away. When really it was them that fucked up the whole thing. The guy was nice. He did everything that they wanted them to do and all this other type of stuff. But again, women don't respect that. If you are, let me put it to you like this. How many women do you see on social media that got platforms where they complain about guys like, oh, a lot of these guys out here, they're bums, they're living off the woman, they're in her house eating her food, not paying bills, not helping out, all this other. You know why he's able to do that? That's because that woman is sitting up there. That woman is getting piped down. She's getting her back broken. She's getting the things that she desires physically. She's not looking for the mental aspect. She's not looking for the hard worker in all of that stuff. She's looking for one thing physically that she needs, and that's what she's getting. And that's why that dude is able to live there scot free, bum directly off of her, not have no aspirations, not have a job, not have none of that. And then they want to get online complaining, but they're not telling what they're getting behind, all of that. While they're complaining, they're still sleeping with that dude. They're still seeing him. They're still keeping in contact. They're still doing text messages and all this other type of stuff because she likes the way it feels. Again, women run off of feelings and emotions, not logic. This is why you have a lot of women running online, making a lot of these platforms talking about men ain't shit. But mind you, how many women are making platforms talking about good guys? How many women are making platforms talking about, oh, this good guy, he treated me wrong and all this? They're not. They're not, because women don't naturally go for good guys. This is why, again, any of the young dudes listening, for any of the men listening, this is why they sit up to say nice guys finish last. Because realistically, it does not pay to be nice. It realistically, it doesn't. It 1,000% doesn't. Regardless of whatever the fuck people want to sit up there and say, it does not. It just doesn't. Like it's crazy to sit up there and say that, but it is what it is. But matter of fact, let me put it to in a different way. It doesn't pay to be nice if you are a black man in a black community. If you are, in a sense, amongst or with other cultures, and you're nice, you're cordial, you're respectful, people will respect that. If you are a black man in a black community, you're not respected. You're not. You're not going to have a field of people sitting up there making a list of the top 100 nice guys that they respect. Nobody has that list. No, again, nobody has that list. Like I said, I just have to start like putting facts directly out here. Nobody is going to give me a list of the 100 top nicest guys that they respect. That list does not exist. No woman is going to give you that list either. It doesn't exist. But yet we do have nice guys out here. But again, society overlooks nice guys, women overlook nice guys. So, I don't know. I really wasn't even trying to go on like a rant about this at all, but it's something that's like it's vastly irritating because I feel so sorry for like a lot of the young guys out here because they're going to try to like transform into the things because they don't know no better. A lot of the young dudes out here are going to try to transform into like what it is that a lot of these girls like. So this is why you have a lot of young dudes out here trying to mimic, like, oh, let me sag my jeans, let me get some skinny jeans real quick, get like a belt, let me get these types of clothes and let me walk and talk this way and act this way and da da. This is why they do it. Because they trying to get attention from a lot of these girls out here, and it's like they don't understand that these girls ain't even gonna be around. And then, because they're young and naive, they're going to sit up there and catch feelings for a lot of these dumbass girls, and they're going to get their hearts broken, and then they're going to start becoming savages. So again, for a lot of women out here, if y'all got daughters, teach them to respect Nice guys, guys who are like actually cordial and respect them, that are gentlemen. Teach your daughters how to respect those guys. Teach them how to respect those guys. Because the end result is that the moment in time that your daughters get in contact with those nice guys and they mistreat them, they use them and abuse them and all this other type of stuff, those guys are going to end up actually turning into savages. And they're going to be the guys that don't give a fuck. They're going to be the guys that's going to be out here that's going to be like running trains and all this other type of stuff on your daughter. They're going to be sitting up there impregnating your daughter. They're going to be saying it and everything to her. They're not going to sit up there and care. And if you want society, in a sense, to be better, have your daughters treat the actual nice boys out here with some type of respect. Teach them how not to give attention to the negative stereotype of young boys out here so that things can be changed. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these young men do a lot of this attention shit in order to attract your daughters. But like I said, people don't really want to have that conversation. People don't really want to have that conversation. People want to sit up there and try to point, oh, well, if the father was here and all this other, the father can still be there, and the kid is going to do whatever it is that it takes to get that girl. The father can sit up there and teach his son great. But if the girl that he wants to attract is attracted to something else, he's going to try to morph into whatever it is that she is interested in order to get her attention. So again, to a lot of y'all women out here that got daughters, that's raising these daughters, y'all need to, unlike y'all that did not respect nice guys, teach them to respect nice guys. If you want them to have a better life, if you want them to have better relationships than you've had, because a lot of y'all got broken relationships, failed engagements, failed marriages, ain't never been married. If you don't want your daughters to be that way, make sure to sit up there and teach them to value the actual nice guys that are there. Teach them the things that you decided that you wanted to neglect because you felt that you knew what was best. That's all I'm saying. Like I said, I don't see a lot of women having that conversation. I don't see a lot of women, telling that to their daughters, making platforms, talking to their daughters like, oh, you need to sit up there and find you like this nice type of guy. Nah, I've seen literally Facebook live streams of moms sitting up here saying, like, yeah, you need to sit up there and get you this type of nigga and da da da. You need to sit up there and get you somebody, who a scammer and all this. I'm like, man, like I said, society is jacked. There are some things that men gotta sit up there and control, but there's a lot of other things that women can't control and talk about and switch the narrative, directly on. You know, Jug said, but that's also why they harp about the passport bros trying to find women out of countries, nice guys, I guess. Like I said before, this is the thing. I've stated before when it deals with like both sides, both the men and women, like, yo, if you're with your preference and all that other type of shit, like it ain't no reason to sit up there and talk about, the opposite. It's no reason to sit up there and say nothing. You got what it is that you want to at the end of the day. Focus on that. You living a good life, white picket fence, all that other type of stuff. But it's like too many times before, I highlighted in one video where black women, I've stated this before, and these were black women that stated this. It was like two or three black women have basically stated, where on the planet are there men from other ethnicities coming directly to America to wife up black women? Where? Like I said, you got to start putting a lot of facts out here because a lot of women make it seem like when they have these platforms, they're like, yeah, we got men of all races. They sit up there and love us and they treat us better and all this other type of stuff. So where are all of these ethnicities of dudes flying to sit up there and come wife up black women? They're not. But you have black men in America that are here, that are trying to sit up there and wife up black women, that are trying to get engaged to black women, that are in relationships with black women. But like I said, people don't want to highlight those things. People don't want to highlight the positive relationships that we have in the black community. People don't want to highlight the positive marriages, the positive engagements, the positive living relationships that black men and women have. People always want to go to the later extent of like, oh, this, that, and the third, and all this other type of stuff. Like I said, a lot of people like to focus on the negative, and they don't want to give the light of day to the positive. So yet again, this goes back to the same thing I stated before, where the good guys will finish last because women will pay attention to all the negative guys, but they won't pay attention to the positive guys. Somebody explain to me why a lot of these women who run these platforms talking about passport bros, why are they not as focused as they are trying to find a good, decent guy? Like I said, I'm not even listening to them being black or not. Why are they not trying to spend all the time that they make these videos on guys that they say that they don't want, that they're not trying to obtain, that are unattractive, that are broke, that are all this stuff? If you're focused on guys that you don't want, that means that you're not focused on the energy in order to attract the guys that you do want. So you're so fascinated by the guys that you don't want that you're in a sense attracted to them to the extent of making content and videos directly on them. When you could be actually bettering yourself as a woman, bettering your energy, your thought process, so that the universe can receive that energy, send it back to you, and pull in and attract the guys that you actually want. A lot of the women that make the videos about passport bros, they will stay single. They're not going to find the men that they want because they're focused on the men that they don't want, which doesn't make sense. They're focused on the men that they don't want, and they're focused on men that don't want them. That don't even make sense. It's like it's a toxic. It's almost like a toxic relationship that people don't even know that they're in, which is crazy. Like, oh man, it's like, yo, looking at some of these videos, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It is so crazy. Gil said, okay. Yo, Hack, what is up? Said, got to go. Much love. Oh, I didn't show up. I gotta reset that. Much love and appreciation to Hack for the donation. Said, gotta go. Have a great day. Much love and appreciation, man. Hey, we got Mickey Bricks in here. What is happening? What's happening? So Gail said, okay, my thing is for the, how do we get to the welfare system? Gail was like, my thing is the welfare system. What were black men doing that made food stamps and shelter more enticing than having y'all in the house? Y'all had to be coming up short. See, the problem with that is I had a while ago, and I talked about this before. Time Magazine took it down. They had a white woman on the cover of Time Magazine, and it talked about welfare. So pay attention to that. Time Magazine, talking about welfare, had a white woman in a nice house, and the caption was talking about welfare. So the overwhelming majority of those, by Time Magazine standards, that are on this welfare are white women, because Time Magazine is owned by white people. So they're going to talk about the things that impact and that deal with them. They didn't put black women on that cover, right? And then on top of that, you got a lot of married white women or white women that got like umpteen kids or whatever it is, or living in a house with a dude. They are on welfare. They are on government assistance. They're on all of this stuff. Like, I'm just trying to like get people to understand, like, this was not something that was like specifically to like benefit us. Like, a lot of these systems were not here to like benefit us in any type of way, shape or form at all. But now getting to the thing about the coming up short part, um, at one point in time, we used to have black men directly in the households. We did. The government came along and they were like, well, the coming up short part is, well, the black man is working like 2 to 3 jobs or whatever it is. So he can't really be a father. He can't really be at home because he's out there working, trying to, make rent or whatever it is, bills for the family, right? So the father's, in a sense, out of the house. He's not really, in a sense, there. So the mother is there, right? So which gives the perception of the black single mother, right? So then the government happens to step in and they're like, well, we see that he's working, but he's struggling. It ain't really coming through. But, if you didn't really have a dude in the house and you got all these kids, we'll give you a certain amount of money per each kid. And due to the fact that you're a parent taking care of these kids, we can sit up there and give you a lot more money per month than what he's able to make. So let's see. What would people sit up there and rather take? Would they rather sit up there and deal with something that is struggling and trying, or would they rather deal with something that is a definite? You have a lot of women out here that will deal with a definite. If a guy is struggling to make $2,000 per month, but the government can give them $2,000 per month, a lot of women are going to take what the government has to offer because it's consistent, it's not going to change, and it's always going to be there. That's the government. And then on top of the coming short part, you also had the Black Panther Party. Remember when the government came in, used the black man to, get into the Black Panther Party, tear it apart, and the police and the government came through and shot up everybody and took out the black men, the strong black men in the community that way? Yeah, they sent a message. What they sat up there and stated was that, yo, if black men, if y'all decide that y'all want to group up and y'all want to sit up there and bear arms and y'all want to take care of your community and y'all think that y'all can do better, this is what's going to happen. We're going to roll up every single time. We're going to have one of your own people come amongst you in your group, backstab you, and we're going to come up and spray up the scene. And you're not going to be able to do nothing about it. That's the message that they sent. That's what they sent. And then after that, we had the feminist movement. So going back to the same part where the coming up short. So after black men were taken out, white women in the feminist movement basically came through, seeing how, black women were trying to pick up the pieces after their men were basically killed and, scared off, right, from trying to do anything like that ever again. And they were like, you know what? We see that you guys have a problem with your men. And our problem with our men is our problem, but we're going to make this your problem too and brainwash you into thinking that it is, and also brainwashing you into believe that once we make it up, that we're going to make it up as a sisterhood. So black women that were a part of the Black Panther Party during that time involved themselves with white women in the feminist movement in order to press that forward and to get white women up to sort of the same level as the white man while still keeping black women down in their place, right? And standing on top of them in order to get that level advantage. So we had a multitude of steps that took place. And that's just the ones of recent. I'm not even dealing with the stuff. Like I said, I got something coming up. I'll highlight it in a different live stream. I got something else coming up that the video is, this live stream is going to be vastly different. I'm not. They might make the live stream 18 plus when I do that video, but like I said, I'm going to try to show it the way that I can sit up there and show it, so that people can sit up there and understand. A lot of people feel as though that black men don't try, haven't tried, and all this other type of stuff. When in total, since black men have been in America, we've always been attacked, targeted, and killed off in a variety of ways. So no matter what we've tried to sit up there and do, you've had people come along and basically try to snuff that out. So that also goes back to the aspect of, black men coming up short. Gail said, the world is getting hip to passport bros. Now, Gail, with the much love and respect that I have for you, right? We've had tons of conversations. The thing that I have to correct black women on when it deals with the passport bros is the fact that black women are late to the bandwagon. The original passport bros has always been white men. White men have been doing this for centuries, but black women haven't said anything about it, right? Even before passport bros became like a mainstream name or something that everybody was talking about, white men were consistently doing this, going to Thailand, going to Bangkok, going to China, going to Africa, going to Australia, going to the UK, going to Africa, going to the islands. White dudes been doing this all the time. Black women been silent though. They've been seeing them when black women go on their trips. They see these white dudes there. They're single. That ain't with nobody. They see them, but they ain't saying nothing. But the moment in time that a small group of it's not even all black men doing this. A small group of black men A minority of a minority is out there doing this. Black women are like, oh, look at passport bros. And this is what I talk about when it comes with black people and the Midas touch. Nobody was talking about passport bros like they are right now up until black dudes were, in a sense, made the poster child. Nobody was talking about it. You already, I kid you not, go back and look like 10 years. Take it about probably like 10 years or whatever it is. Within that 10-year frame, you are not going to show me a field of black women who are talking about white passport bros and all the stuff that they weren't doing it. Why? Because black men weren't really there. Now you got some black men that have been doing this for like 20 years. They've been, going abroad and all this other type of stuff. But again, if you go 20 years back, nobody was really, in a sense, making videos like that. The internet wasn't the way that it was. Social media wasn't the way that it was. So again, black women weren't really up in arms about it. But again, to Gail's point, now I did a video recently. Oh yeah, you saw it. You know what I'm talking about. I did a video recently where you had the passport girls. Somebody actually let me know. Let me so that people can understand the reference point. I'm sorry. So people can understand the reference point. Let me see if I can get the media, directly up here. Because the craziest part, excuse me, is that you got black women up here going abroad having unprotected relations with Jamaican men. Unprotected relations with Jamaican men. That by itself is ridiculous. And this is the video I had basically did directly on that topic. So it's like you're talking about a few dudes that might be having like some issues like here and there. All right, no problem. That's not everybody. That's not every black man that's abroad and all that other type of stuff. But the thing that people are catching up on is the fact that black women are leaving America to have unprotected sex with these guys over there in Jamaica. And I specifically made sure to put in the video that a white woman went over there, the same thing that black women are doing. She went over there and ended up catching HIV. She caught the forever virus. She ain't never going to be able to get that back. All of that time, all of those relationships that she might have potentially been able to have, and in all of those minutes, it's a done deal now. All because of that one moment, all because of that one time. And then somebody sat up there and told me that there's a video out there where a black woman was sitting up there telling the dude, like, hey, don't sit up there and go in unprotected, get a plastic bag. What? So you mean to tell me, hold on. Let me just get this straight. You mean to tell me that you go to a country to have unprotected relations with a guy that you don't even know, no background checks, no STD checks, no none of that. You don't even bring things yourself to protect your own body, which yet again shows the things that I talk about when it comes to black women not respecting themselves, not respecting their temples, not respecting the beings, the life-bringing beings that they are on this planet. You don't want to protect that. So you put the onus on the guy, be like, yeah, don't go in there like that. Go get a plastic bag and put that on. Wow. I've never in my life. Never in my life. That's ridiculous. That is 1,000% ridiculous. 1,000% ridiculous. Gail said, okay, but what made it more enticing? I listened to old blues songs before, welfare, and the male singers were talking about how they were showing their asses. All right, that's cool. And that's those blues singers. Yet again, that's those blues singers showing their ass. It like I said, it is what it is. I don't know what to sit up there and tell you on that. That's that minority. That's a part of a minority. Gil said black men huff and puff towards each other and black women, but when it comes to the white man, all of that air deflates and heads drop down. Y'all ain't ready for war. Well, the very interesting part about that is that you have black men working in a variety of ways. I've seen militant black men, I've seen educated black men, I've seen black men that are physically in shape to literally take down other individuals directly out there. I've seen a variety of things. So if you're stating that in a, I guess, a community in general, like by the number sense that all black men ain't ready for war, fine, no problem. No problem. You can have that one. Now if we're talking about, the groups and different things that we have out here, no, we have men that are directly out here. Some are known and some are not known. Again, a lot of people basically said that the revolution will not be televised. So it doesn't make sense for everybody to basically know that you have some black men out here or groups of black men that are prepared, because if they know that, then guess what? They're going to go specifically at those black men and tear apart that group. Remember what they did to the Black Panther Party? They were armed. They practiced their right to bear arms, their Second Amendment. They did all that, and they still got taken out. So I'm just saying, anybody remember what happened in Philadelphia where a black neighborhood was bombed, literally by the government? Anybody remember that? I'm just saying, there are some things out here that, yeah, we can sit up there and fight back and prevent, and there's other things that we don't really have the artillery to do anything about. There is not a black group out here in America that has anything to deal with the government or the police department firebombing a block in a black neighborhood. Nobody has that. Nobody has that. Like I said, if there was a group of black people that has something that can fight back against that, do you understand how crucified those black groups would be? Do you understand that the government would have came in and they would have been erased them off of the face of the earth? They've done this time and time and time and time and time again. Time and time and time again. Gail said, we have always protected y'all. No massa, police massa. Don't hurt the massa. The police, him, y'all up. The last thing y'all holler is mama. So, again, Gail, nobody said that black women didn't do any of these things. I'm pretty sure that you've seen the video that I did where a black woman literally, as a black dude, was sitting on the ground with his arms folded. You had several police officers with loaded weapons pointing weapons at him and still barking orders. He was on the ground with his hands folded behind his back, not even making a move, but they were yelling stuff, acting as if he's not complying with what it is that they are stating. It was a black woman that sat up there and stepped out and was like, yo, put y'all guns away. Like, you clearly see that he is not a threat, not anything like that. Put your guns away. I've highlighted these occasions a multitude of times. I've done this. So again, I'm a little bit confused on specifically the point that you're trying to make. I'm not. Maybe you're not directing it at me. Maybe you're directing it, clearly at somebody else. But like I said, I'm not specifically too sure what is exactly happening here. Like I said, maybe I missed something. Maybe something I said was triggering. I'm not sure. But usually, when I happen to speak in a live stream or on videos, I try my best to sit up there and showcase proof of the things that I talk about. And the things that I've talked about, I've at least made videos specifically about those things or brought up instances or examples of what it is that I'm talking about. Right? Keyshawn said the rich men bring the foreign women to them. It's called mail order brides bars. Pink said I was actually talking to my neighbors about modern women, and they are Greek. They have said that the behavior of these females will lead them to being single. They've seen it in their countries. Yeah, yeah. And that's the, like I said, hold on, let me just highlight that real quick. That's one of the main things that I've tried to sit up there and tell a lot of black women out here, that if you follow the exact same road that a lot of these other black women on social media are doing, it's going to, at the end of the day, you're going to end up being single. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. It's nothing else I can sit it. There's no positive way to sit up there and say it. But like I said, it takes for people from a whole nother group and ethnicity to say stuff that is going to seem or be deemed as offensive when they're saying it to somebody that is black or about a black woman. Because I, as a black man, if I basically state this, black women are going to say like, "Oh, you're just anti-black. You don't like black women. You date white women. All this other type of stuff. Yada yada yada." And I'm like, "All right, I guess so. You can have it. Whatever it is, whatever you think, it is what it is. I'm not going to try to refute it. I'm not going to try to change your mind. It is what it is." But like I said, the fact is the fact that if the actions that are being committed at this moment in time by black women that are on social media and wherever else is going to lead to them being single, is going to lead to them not being married. It's just going to lead to like this whole disarray of things just not going well. And then at the end of the day, black women are going to sit up there and say that black men ain't shit, black men ain't shit, black men ain't shit, black men ain't shit. So, like I said, I don't know what else to like really tell people except for repeating myself, like a parrot. Gail said we have to keep talking about what white folks do. We know they're nefarious and ain't shit. At this point, we're just playing ping pong. Well, the thing about that, Gail, is, well, for me, I can't speak for everybody else. For me, I talk about these things because the stuff that I know, other people might not know. There's been too many instances where I've covered stories where you guys have come directly to me in the comment section and basically stated, "Hey, Seiji, I didn't know anything about this information. I never heard about the story. I didn't even know this existed. I didn't know anything about this." So I, in a sense, assume that a lot of people don't know the things that I know. And I'm going to continue to make that assumption because I feel that's a smart assumption. Because I'm not going to assume that everybody has read or looked at videos or partaken in a lot of the information that I have gone over throughout my life. That for me, that would be like a dumb thing to assume, especially as a content creator. That would be dumb for me to do. So I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to, in a sense, maybe rehash or talk about this or talk about that, but also at the same time, I talk about things specifically dealing with the black community. I've talked about black kids, talked about black men, talked about black women, talked about black elders. I've talked about black people financially and dealing with education and in all of those things. So, like I said, I do my best to cover a variety of topics while still talking about the things that I want to just so happen to talk about. So, you know, for me, it's not ping pong. You know, um, let me see. Gail said that's just a small part, like the blues singers, right? And Gail said we're getting taken out anyway. Um, Let me see. We fought numbers. Da, da, da. Gail said it's not triggering. It's exhausting. Do you know how many black women caught that monster from their black American men? Um, yeah, I've covered that topic as well. Um, and the other thing that I've also talked about is the fact that you had not only, right? Let me just highlight that one so people know what it is that I'm talking about. So not only have you had that basically take place with black women that were in relationships with black men, but you also have this taking place by black women with other black women. And you also have this taking place by way of black women dealing with guys who are on the down low. Because statistically, when you look this up, primarily people who engage in men on men relationships, they're the primary ones that end up getting this because of the type of intercourse that takes place. And the main thing that I've set up there and told to a lot of black women is that, yo, Don't be doing stuff with these dudes unprotected. Hey, go out there with these dudes to sit up there and get them tested. Gail, let me make you understand something. I've literally had girls like back in the day. Like I said, I was in the friend zone. I heard about all the stuff that they would do because they would end up pregnant. Why? Because they're having unprotected relations with these guys that I will be sitting up there telling them, hey, don't do that. He ain't gonna be there. He ain't really good for you. And those girls that are black, they would sit up, oh, you ain't my father, you ain't my brother, you ain't this, you ain't that, you ain't God, I don't gotta listen to you, all this other type of stuff. And guess who's coming back crying because they ended up pregnant and his ass sat up there and left them. So now I'm the shoulder to cry on. Now I'm the one that got to sit up there and listen to them and all they sob stories and them telling me, oh, I wish guys were more like you. Well, guess what? You had somebody that was here. You opted not to. You said that I was lame. You said this, that, and the third. So now you had to deal with Tyrone and you got to feel good and he gave you a gift and he dipped. So now you got a memory from the guy, right? Like I said, like I don't like yo, I try to sit up there. I try my best to sit up there and again show black women that yo, I care, I love, and all this other type of stuff. And like I said, no matter how I've gone about this throughout my life, it don't matter because what I've learned is that black women are going to do the things that black women want to do. Black women will only listen to the guys that they deem of importance, that they actually respect. If a black woman does not respect you as a black man, she is not going to listen to you. It don't matter if you're married to her. It don't matter if you're in a relationship. It don't matter if you're friends. She is not going to listen to you because she does not respect you at all. It don't matter how much as a black man you say that you care, that you love, that you respect, that you value, all this other type of shit. It falls on deaf ears. And they're going to do what the fuck it is that they want to do. And then once their own plan fails, they will turn around and say black men ain't shit. So, Gail, I get it. You saying that black women are exhausted. I, as a black man, I'm exhausted. I've been exhausted since I was 14. I've been dealing with this all my life. Been sitting up there seeing black girls and black women not listening. How do you think that I feel? And I'm the one that's supposed to sit up there and still be cordial, nice, and respectful, value black women and all this other type of shit when black women realistically don't do it for themselves. When I sit up there and look on social media, when I look on IG and I see black women doing a whole bunch of shit, and then they talking about, oh well, I got men disrespecting me in my DMs. They're coming at me sexually. No matter how it is that I put myself out there, no matter if a woman is naked, that doesn't mean that you come at her disrespectfully. You still respect her. No, I'm going to sit up there and come at you how you present yourself. That's how interviews work. If I come into an interview dressed as a gang member, guess what? I'm out the door. If I come in there like some common sense in a suit and a tie, like I'm there for the job, and I present myself well, guess what? 9 times out of 10, I'm getting the job. So it's like, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me to sit up there and always hear black women talking about how exhausted they are. When 9 times out of 10, me growing up in knowing a field of women, I understand from the aspect of being that friend that a lot of black women and young black girls put themselves in certain predicaments where they make themselves exhausted and tired. Y'all will have people in your corners, even your own families will tell you like, yo, this dude is no good for you. Don't get pregnant by this dude. Don't be around this dude. This dude, he don't have no prospects. Y'all don't want to listen. Y'all don't want to listen. And then y'all sit up there and get mad when dudes be coming up here on platforms telling their side of the story. And then want to sit up there and get angry when the stuff that he's saying is true. Case in point, let me go back to my favorite story that I like telling. As the nice guy, Gail. The guy who ended up being with somebody, got pregnant by somebody else, had a child by them, and tried to pin that child on me. The nice guy, Gail. Do you not think that I'm exhausted being up here? Trying to still sit up there and state that, yo, I love black women. I admire y'all. all this other type of nice shit, knowing the fact that y'all do not give a fuck. It falls on deaf ears. Do you not think that I am exhausted? Like, man, this shit, like, yo, this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. This shit is it is so it is so crazy. It is so crazy. And like I said, this is just me having a conversation with Gail. I know Gail, so we we've had conversations, before, and like I said, for me, I'm just like I said, I don't know. Like I told people before, I don't know what to do. I've told y'all this on a multitude of videos. I don't specifically know what to even tell black people anymore. I've stated that before. Because the main thing that I've set up there and stated is that, yo, if a black man with a positive message, just a positive, if he were to try to give this to like Indians, if he were to give this to the Jews, if he were to do this for the Caucasians, if he were to do this for the Asians, he would be praised. They would roll out the goddamn red carpet. They would literally roll out the red carpet for that man. But if you're literally a black man in a black community trying to uplift, trying to do something positive, trying to talk to people respectfully, you get shitted on. You get attacked. You get all of this other type of shit. You get insinuations and all these other types of things. Like I said, it's not even beneficial. So I understand, like I said, from one standpoint, I get why we got black conservatives. Because at certain points in time, some of those black conservatives, they were actually talking to the black community, trying to say some positive shit. And black people didn't want to sit up there and motherfucking listen. Black people wanted to sit up there and dog them. Black people wanted to sit up there and say that they were lame, that they were boring. Black people didn't want to consider them as anything legitimate. They didn't want to validate their points. They didn't want to support their points. They didn't want to support their message. So you know what a lot of those black people did? They were like, fuck this shit. I'm not helping out the black community no more. I'm going over there to those white folks. I'm going to the conservatives, because if I put out a message that they like, they're going to support me. They're going to be in my corner. They're going to love me. They're going to admire me. They're going to put out the motherfucking red carpet. If I need money, they're going to sit up there and give me money because I need it, because they understand the message and support what it is that I'm doing. So I understand why it is that we got black conservatives, because they're going to the people that actually love, care, and support them, irregardless of however those people are. Because at the end of the day, if we have black people, hold on, let me go back to the one aspect. Let me go back to that one video, right? Because Gil had mentioned if black men are going to lead, then black men need to lead. Now, and I respect that. I completely understand that. I agree with that. I agree with that. There is no type of pushback that I would ever give to a message like that. I 1000% directly agree with that. The problem that I just so happen to have with that message is the fact that when we got black leaders, like the brother here, where are the black women to support and to love this man here? This is a black man that's been doing this for decades. He's educated. He's well versed. Where are the black women to champion and to uplift his name? Where are the black women to support his message and to carry his message? Where are they at? For the honorable minister, where are all of the modern day black women at to support the Nation of Islam? Where are they at to support Brother Reza Islam, to support Brother Ben X? Where are they at? Because when I look online, I don't see modern day, everyday black women trying to champion these brothers right here. And I'm just listing a few. I can list some more, but I'm just listing these few. I don't see show me modern day black women who always want to speak negative on black men. Show me those same women talking positively about black men who are leading by way of trying to educate black folks. Show me them, because they don't really exist. They're not there in droves. They're not there. Like, it's crazy to me. Again, like I said before, a lot of women will sit up there and state that they want a man to lead, but they don't really want a man to lead because they've never actually had that, so they don't have an actual understanding. Because a lot of black women never even had a father in their life, right? So if a black woman never had a father in her life or a positive male role model that was in a leadership position, how then could a black woman say that she wants a man to lead when she don't even know what that is? The only person that's ever led her is another woman. The only person that's ever led her is herself. A lot of black women don't even know what a male leadership is. They only know by the aspects of like the dudes on the streets, the dudes making the wrong decisions. Yo said it's not modern, it's women's fault, it's their parents' fault, or the lack thereof. I mean, that is true, but we can't go back and fix that. I can't fix the fact that my father wasn't in my life. I can't go back and fix that. So I'm not going to use that as an excuse as to why it is that I'm not a better man. If I need to be a better man, then I need to work on myself to become that better man that I should be. I'm not going to sit up there and blame my father. I'm not going to bitch and cry about that shit. Oh, my father wasn't in my life. He wasn't there. If he was there, I wouldn't be in jail. I wouldn't be in prison. I wouldn't be selling drugs. I'm not about to be doing that. I'm not about to be doing that. That's what children do. I'm not about to be bitching and crying about the fact that my father was not in my life. I had other positive black male role models in my life. I had Mr. Redmond. That brother was married. His wife passed away. He took care of the home after she was gone. He gardened. He had a rose garden. I wanted to be like Mr. Redmond. That was in a sense like my father, my grandfather. I wanted to sit up there and be like him. God rest his soul. I wanted to sit up there and have a rose garden. I wanted to sit up there and be growing vegetables and all this other type of stuff. I thought he was cool, right? I got my uncles, even though I got disagreements with them and the stuff that they do right now. I got my uncles that I looked up to. My one uncle Mike, he sat up there and been working at his one job for about 30 years. So that blows away the narrative of a black man can't keep a job. He been keeping the same job for damn near 30 years. The dude has been a bodybuilder, been lifting weights for damn near that same amount of time, taking care of himself up until he has some health conditions that happened. I have my other uncle who is very smart in technology. I wanted to sit up there and be like him. I got my boy Chris, his father, Mr. Thomas, across the street. I wanted to be like him because he got an all-black family. He works. He put his son through school. He takes care of his family. I admire his work ethic and how hard he works and how much he loves his family. My boy Ricardo, God rest his father. I wanted to be like Mr. Sertima. I wanted to have a family just like him. Huh? I wanted to be that thing that I never had. Oh, man. All right. Like I said, I got a lot of positive black male role models in my life. And I use them in the way that they basically, in all of their actions, in order to try to mold myself after that. Those are my fathers. So again, I'm not one of these individuals out here that's going to be like trying to blame, oh, the lack of a father for the reason is that my life is just like fucked up. I don't got time for that. And this is why I sat up there and been saying for the longest time, it's like when women sit up there and tell me that, it's not an excuse to me. It's not an excuse. It's bullshit. That just means that a lot of women out here, a lot of young girls don't want to take responsibility for their own actions. Yes, I get the fact that if you have a positive male role model in the life, if you have the father directly in the household, it will make a difference. But like I said before, if you have, right, as a individual, as a person, if you sit up there and take the initiative to look at the positive versus the negative, you can sit up there and alter and change the trajectory of your life. If I, at a point in time, as being a young black man, if I didn't decide to look at the things, the positive things I had around me, I wouldn't be here. I promise you, I would be dead. I would have been selling drugs. I would have been on a corner. I would have been tearing up my community. I would have a field of kids directly out here. I would be in and out of prison. I'll probably be in a wheelchair because of some type of like gang battle, whatever it is. I probably would have a body full of bullet holes because of this, that, and the third. I probably would. I would be probably trying to numb the pain right now, seeing like, you know, some of my friends and whatnot basically down on the streets by sitting up there doing some codeine with some Sprite or all that other type of shit, or smoking weed continuously. I probably would be. But that is not my future. That is not my present, because I took the initiative and I took the responsibility to decide to pay attention to the good versus the negative. So like I said, I don't got time for all of that. I can't fix what my parents didn't do and all this other type of shit. I can't worry about that. I can only worry about myself. I can only pertain and deal with the actions that are going to lead to other actions. A forever revolving door up until I'm dead in the ground. That's all I can do. And that's the main thing that I've talked about on this platform, when people take responsibility and acceptance and acknowledgement for the actions that they take in life. I've talked about the fact that I've picked the wrong women in my life, that I've made some slight wrong decisions when it dealt with school and different things of that nature. And I use myself as an example, as a black man on this platform that anybody and everybody can see. I use myself as an example so that other black men and so that other young boys growing up that might come across this platform don't do and have the same mistakes that I had. That's what I do. That's what I do. That's what I try to convey on this shit every single time that I basically talk. I try to sit up there and be something positive for the kid that's here that was going to get pinned on me. Because I know chances are very great that his father ain't shit. And the only time that he wanted to actually sit up there and show up is after the fact. Because I was there when that kid was born. I was there during the doctor's visits. I was there holding her hand during the C-section. I was there holding that kid for 1 or 2 hours after he was born. Understand what I'm saying? I try my best on this platform every single day to give people the things that I didn't sit up there and have. And what is it that happens? Bullshit. The shit that I got to go through every single day just to sit up there and try to put up videos because YouTube is going to do some fuck shit. The amount of strikes and all this other type of stuff that I've had to go through. The amount of people that sit up there and come up here and be like, oh, Seiji, why don't you just say specifically what the crime is instead of hiding it and all this other type of shit? Nigga, it's because if you put it out there that way, guess what? The video don't matter. Because at the end of the day, this is a job. This is what I sit up there and do versus what people want me to do. Because ain't nobody out here paying my bills. But yet people want me to specifically do content that they want me to do. They want me to speak the way in which they want me to speak. When realistically, a lot of the people that critique the way that I talk, they're not talking like this. A lot of the people that critique the way that I talk, they don't talk pro-black at their jobs. I did. I talked about politics. You're not supposed to do that. I talked about the things that black people should be sitting up there doing. You're not supposed to be sitting up there doing that. And when somebody disrespected me at the job that was a supervisor, I came directly at them the same way that they came at me with the same exact fucking energy. A lot of people that critique me ain't doing that shit. So going back up to the comment where Gail was talking about black men bowing their heads and all this other, nah. Because let me tell you something that happens at the end of the day when you sit up there and decide to speak up, Gail. You know what happened? When I was sitting up there working that job at Whole Foods, I got fired. You know why? Because I was the most outspoken person there, and they tried to find just any little reason to fire me. And that's exactly what they got. They got any little reason to fire me, and they did that. And then just as soon as they fired me, it had somebody ready to sit up there and take my place. That's what happens. That's the sacrifice that people make in order to do what's right. And I'm up here to basically tell people that a lot of people are not ready to make that sacrifice. And I get it and I understand it. I said that before. I get the fact that a lot of y'all can't be at your job talking black, 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 and black. I get that because you will lose your job. You can't talk about politics because you're going to lose your job. And you can't afford to lose your job. Why? Because you got kids, you got a home, you got things that you got to take care of. You got rent, you got a car that you're leasing. You got a recital that your kid might have to sit up there and go to. You might have some instruments that you might have to buy for your kid. You might have some sports equipment that you might have to buy for your kid. It might be a trip that costs $250 that kid that you want that kid to go on because you never got a chance to go on trips when you were younger. So you're going to make sure that kid got that $250 and some extra money for spending to sit up there and go on that trip and enjoy themselves because you never got a chance to sit up there and do it. So I get that. So again, I get up here and I use myself as an example all the time to let people know the things that they talk about that they're really not ready for. People are not ready to sit up there and start talking because they're not ready to take on that responsibility of what comes with it. You will end up losing something. You will lose something. Like I said, do you understand? Let me try to make you understand something, Gail. When I sat up there and lost that job, and I had like an eviction notice. That should have been like during the time I think it was. Yeah, I think I had an eviction notice on the door. I had that pink slip. Do you understand how embarrassing that was for me as a man? That I held a job for like 4 years. I was working that job pretty good. And because I was speaking up, I was trying to have other people basically speak up and not take bullshit and get treated any other type of way and all this other type of shit. They got me on like some low type of shit. Even though they said that I was the most hardworking and dedicated worker, they got me on some whole shit. And I had to deal with the fact that I, as a black man, I now got an eviction notice on my door. Because I did the things that I should have done. I tried to stand up for people. I tried to speak up for myself. All just to sit up there and lose my fucking job. Do you think that anybody would feel sorry that I lost my job? Fuck no. You know why? Because I'm a man. So nobody's going to be sitting up there crying tears. Nobody's going to be sitting up there, trying to figure out a plan or any type of shit like that. People are like, well, you're a man. You'll figure it out. That's it. Nobody gives a fuck. But because you're a woman, everybody gives a fuck. You can start a GoFundMe as a woman. Be like, oh, this, that, and the third is going on in my life and all this other type of shit. And people will sit up there and donate. If I, as a black man, sat up there and said, like, hey, I stood up for people. I did this at my job and all this other type of shit. And, long story short, I got fired and I got an eviction notice. I need help. Do you really think that people are going to roll up and start donating thousands of dollars so that I can keep my place? No, the fuck they're not. And I live with that every single day, knowing that fact that no matter what basically happens at the end of the day, I'm a man. And not only that, I'm a black man. There is no rescuing. There is no saving me. If anything happens, I'm on my own. And that's the main thing that a lot of men later on in life have come to that same determination. They understand the fact that as a man, you're on your own. If your plan fails, it falls on you. You are going down with that ship unless you got an alternative route or a plan. You're going down with that ship, and you got to hold that L. And that's what a lot of men have to do. A lot of women don't have to do that. Y'all don't really hold L's like that. Even when women sit up there and get pregnant continuously after the family and friends and everybody else told them not to get pregnant, guess what? The family is still throwing baby showers, right? The family is still celebrating, right? The family is still buying diapers and all this other type of shit, right? Even though those individuals, those women decided that they wanted to go against the best advice that people were giving them. People still support them. People still watch the kids, take care of the kids. People still raise the kids, take them to school, help them with work, even though it's that woman's responsibility because she's the one that laid down with another man or men in order to produce those children. It now falls on everybody else, even though they told that woman not to do it. See how the world works? See how even if a woman has failures, messes up with plans, people are still there to pick her up and uplift her and work with her. But if you're a man and you sit up there and do some shit, you try to do it to the best of your abilities, guess what? Ain't nobody there to save you. Like I said, when Superman had to fight Doomsday, who was there to save him? Not a goddamn soul. Who can fight that battle for him? Nobody. Did he have another plan? Fuck no. Did he give every fucking thing that he had for the plan that he had? Yes. And he failed. So again, when I sit up there and fail as a black man and the things that I set out to sit up there and do, that's an L that I have to sit up there and hold. There ain't no saving. Ain't nobody coming through this bitch with a motherfucking life raft. Ain't nobody going to be motherfucking supporting me. I got to sit up there and motherfucking try to coast on the waves to try to figure out something. That's the difference. Edward said your uncle sounds somewhat like me, but I graded 8 years ago. But it doesn't mean anything when you're pro-black. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, like yo, it just is what it is. So this is why it's like and the main thing that I've set up there and told black women on this platform, this is why I sit up there and go so hard on black women because I've gone this hard on myself. Like I have an expectation for myself, and it is what it is. It's do or die. It is what it is. If I put my all directly like that job I had for like 4 years, even though I'm working for somebody else, I'm a slave for whoever. I did that shit to the best of my abilities. I made sure that I was sitting up there outclassing people that were doing that shit for 20 years. I was outworking them to the point where they told me to slow down, where they were trying to sit up there and speed up. Understand what I'm saying? When I put my all into something, I put my all into something. So when I fail for guys, like I said, women don't understand this because y'all don't take L's. And I'm going to state this again to any women out here that's listening. Y'all don't take L's. In life, y'all don't take L's because you will always have somebody or especially a man out there to sit up there and clean up whatever it is, whatever mess you made. If you got kids, guess what? There's going to be a guy there that's going to want to be a stepfather. You know how? Because I was that guy. I was that guy. Because due to the fact of me not having a father, I'm like, yo, I looked at it from the aspect of being that child. I'm like, yo, I want somebody that's going to treat my mom right. I want somebody to look at, my mom as, that's the woman that they want to be with. So I went into that mentality when I sat up there and was dating like young girls out here and they sat up there and had kids. So people saw me walking around here and I was talking to girls that were carrying strollers. They were carrying their babies and all this because I was looking at it from that perspective of that I'm going to treat these women a way that I would want my mom to sit up there and be treated. right? I would hope that a guy would sit up there and see my mom and see me and be like, yo, I want to sit up there and be a positive influence. I want to be a part of that family. Let me see what I can sit up there and make happen. That's what I tried to sit up there and do. But no matter how good my idea was, it was stupid. Because at the end of the day, I didn't realize that I was, in a sense, the repairman. I didn't understand that, in a sense, I was sort of like the cleanup man. Because she made a mistake, and I was, in a sense, to alleviate that mistake. Because it doesn't, because just as a guy, even if you go in to do that, that doesn't mean that a girl or a woman is going to respect you. It doesn't. It's like, oh, it's nice that you did it, but that don't mean that they're going to respect you. The person that they still respect is the person that left them, which is the jacked up part. Not the guy that's sitting up there trying to be there and all this. They respect the guy that left. They respect the guy that did them wrong. So like I said, when I go into stuff, I go into it on a first take, and I just go head first. I'm like, fuck it. If I'm going to fail, then I'm going to fail. At least I know I tried. Versus not trying at all, or versus quitting. I'm at least going to sit up there and make something. At least I'll be able to have a story from it. So from my perspective, from the things that I've had to go with, this is why I try to tell a lot of young dudes out here, don't do what I did. I was a young dude at a time, and I met a girl, when I was younger, and I was there, I was present. Anytime my friends wanted to go out, it was like, nah, I gotta, help her you know, with the kid. I gotta, we got doctor's visits, we got appointments, we got, a lot of stuff that, we gotta do. We get, it's stuff that's more important than me going out with y'all. More important than me just hanging out. More important than me just playing video games with y'all and just riding around. It's like I got something that's more important. That's the aspect that I went into it, because that's the same mentality I've had since I was 14, due to the fact of the way that I was raised and the type of entertainment that I was raised on. Like I said, I was raised on like Nick at Night, the Cosbys, and all that other type of stuff. So it was like that stuff instilled in me, like, yo, as a dude, you take responsibility. If you are in something, you sit up there and take like responsibility. You do the best that you can sit up there and do as a man, and that's what I tried to sit up there and do as a young man. But the thing about those positive things, they don't tell you the fact that even though you are doing the correct thing, you can potentially still be doing the wrong thing at the same time. You're doing what's right for somebody else, but you're not doing what's right for you. And that's the thing that a lot of older guys don't happen to tell younger guys out here, when it is that they're dealing with a lot of these situations. I've seen a lot of court shows where guys have done paternity tests, and these are black dudes, and they're crying, they're bawling when they find out that a kid is not theirs. I was there. I cried. I was bawling. I was frustrated. I was angry, because I didn't understand how could this basically happen to me. Because you're taught and you're raised that if you live your life a certain type of way, if you live your life in a positive type of manner, where you're not really trying to hinder or hurt anybody or anything like that, then good things are going to happen to you. That's bullshit. Because again, I try to treat people with the same respect and talk to people the same way that I would want to be talked to. I tried to be in relationships the way that I would want to be treated, and things didn't work out for me. But I can't blame that on those other people. I can only blame that on myself, because guess what? More than likely, there were some signs that I should have paid better attention to. I might have been too emotionally blinded by love and all these other types of things, that I saw the good in somebody, but I didn't see the overwhelming negative that was directly in front of my face. Like I said, that was on me. I hold that L. And I have no problem saying that in front of anybody. I hold that L proudly, because that's something that I did. Like I said, regardless on if I fell or not, It is what it is. I take responsibility. So as hard as I go on myself, that's how hard I go on black women. I don't have time for excuses, because relationships that I was in that were fucked up, guess what? That was my fuck up, because I should have did better. So like I said, a lot of black women that want to talk about bad relationships and all this other type of shit, guess what, sweetheart? At the end of the day, no black man can falsify anything against you that is going to take your life away. No black man can put a bench warrant on you because they need a DNA test to prove that this child is yours. No black man can sit up there and pin a child on you that ain't come from you. No black man can just randomly put your name on random child support papers and have you going through the system looking fucked up. No black man can sit up there and have a 6 foot something black dude with a bulletproof vest and guns directly on him coming from the department looking for you at your door, and you ain't never done shit in your life, but yet they know your fucking name. And they tell you that, yo, if you don't do this, we're going to come back for you. We're going to put out a bench warrant for your arrest. No black man can sit up there and do that to a black woman. So like I said, I don't got time or the patience to keep hearing black women give excuses and woe is me and the victimization on why it is that their life is fucked up and why it is that they are in the relationships that they are in. So out of all the times that I've been talking, this is the only time that you decide to come up. You putting on that cape real hard right now. So you mean to tell me that you look past everything that I've basically stated, everything that I've literally expressed in like the last like hour and plus? You were silent for fuck all on this shit. For everything else that I was saying, you were silent as fuck. But the moment in time that you want to show up, you want to show up on this because you feel that you need to stand up for black women because black women are getting attacked? Word? That's what we doing? That's what we're doing. Hold on, hold on. And you're saying I'm in no position to judge anybody. Well, guess the fuck what? I'm in a position. I made a platform. See how that works? So I don't need your validation in order to say that, oh, you're in no. I made a position for myself. I got 2 platforms. One of which has seen like over 50 million people, which I have given my opinion directly to. So I don't know what the fuck you're even talking about right now. That sounds crazy. Notice how I'm the one that has a platform and you're in the comment section. Notice that. Do you see how there's levels to this? Notice how I'm not coming to your platform. I'm not coming to the place of which you work. I didn't come to something that you created in order to get some type of attention or validation or all of this. I didn't do that because I don't give a fuck. Do you see how that works? So if I, as a person, create a platform for myself, I can say whatever the fuck I want to sit up there and say. I don't need anybody's validation to sit up there and say the shit that I want to sit up there and say on something that I created. When you're paying my bills, when you're creating shit for me, then you can sit up there and speak on what it is that I can't speak on. I'm trying to figure out who the fuck are you again? Because I know who my father is, even though I might not have had a tight relationship with him. I got a picture with the brother. I've met him. I've hugged him, shook his hand. You know, I know about his family, and I know you're not him. I know you're not any of the brothers that I might have. You're not any friends that I know. So yet again, who the fuck are you again to even try to convey or tell me what it is that I can say or not say on something that yet again I created? I've been giving my opinion on shit before you even knew I even existed. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? And the difference is, I sit up there when I give my opinion, people know what the fuck I look like. You understand that? I'm not hiding behind some type of cartoon character online with a name that's not even mine. This name that I made for myself, I made this back in high school. Right? Made this completely myself. Which is representative of me, if you actually break down what the fuck the name means. because it's a nickname that my friends gave me back in high school. Because I've always been the exact same person I am to this day. Like I said, it's funny to me how people want to roll up here and try to, oh, I'm about to sit up there and put on my super suit and save black women. I've been up here talking about black women. So it's funny to me that when I take accountability for my own actions, niggas don't want to say shit. But the moment in time that I say that, as hard as I go on myself, that's what I do for black women, because I love black women, I care. And I do that also because of what the black women in my family, how it is that they are and how it is that they raised me. When I say all of that, oh, magically niggas don't hear that shit. People don't hear that shit. Like I said, this is the reason why when I do certain videos, I let the women speak, because people like this that's highlighted here, they're not going to fucking speak when women are talking on a topic. He's not going to put on a super suit and try to defend black women from black women. And this is a video that I made before. Who saves black women from black women? Nobody. He ain't one of them. I can promise you. Because I done a ton of videos on black women, doing stuff to black women. His ass ain't never been here. He ain't never had an opinion. He ain't never crept up. Silent as a goddamn mouse. But the moment in fucking time that I decide to take accountability and I say that, yo, my other half needs to be accountable too, this is when niggas want to roll up and put on super suits. So now people are Superman. So now you Superman out here. And I just explained the story about Superman. Who helped Superman when he was in battle? Nobody. Superman fought Doomsday and died. So that's clearly what's happening to you in this video right now. You're dying. Because you're fighting something that you don't have nothing, you don't have nothing to combat this. I can make videos continuously and keep talking about the same topic. Guess what? You're just going to be in the comment section. Or guess what? You're going to sit up there and block so that you don't have to see anything that I'm posting. Those are the only two choices that you got. Because the funny thing is, when I give a challenge, if you feel, right, that I have no right to talk, why don't you create a platform and specifically talk nothing but positive stuff about black women? Why don't you pull the Derek Jackson and you do the same shit that he sat up there and did? Why you want to talk about people that don't sound like they are in a position to even sit up there and speak? Why don't you talk about those black guys that are actually in marriages, that are actually disrespecting those black women by being with other black women? And why don't you also talk about the fact that those women know the fact that somebody like Derek Jackson is married and they still decide to sleep with him, knowing the fact that that's hurting a black family? But yet you're silent on that, though, and you don't want to say shit, though, right? I don't see the Justice League trying to roll up to defeat me on this shit, right? Like I said, motherfucking clowns out here. Motherfucking clowns out here. That shit is fucking crazy. Want to roll up here, say some shit like you running some shit up in here. That shit is crazy. But like I said, I love the opinion. I love your point of view. That's great. Like I said, everybody got their point of view. Like I said, somehow, some way, when I was talking about black women, you must have got in your feelings. I don't know how. I really don't know how, because that's the craziest part. I literally sat up there and had a conversation with Gail, and we were having a conversation. Now, of course, I was loud because I was passionate, but it was still a conversation. Gail was never in her feelings. Gail is a woman. Gail is a black woman. And I'm having a conversation with her about the things that she is stating about black men. And she was not emotional. But yo ass, quote unquote, being a black man, rolling up here being emotional for black women. Wow. That's crazy. I got black women up here that are literally my moderators that have been here longer than you have. They're not emotional. But yo ass came up here emotional in saying all of this. Oh my God. Like I said, this shit is crazy. That shit is 1,000% crazy. Did you not? So wait. You mean to tell me, do you not listen? Do you not hear? Are you deaf, dumb, or stupid? I'm just trying to figure out what am I dealing with right now, because I literally just broke down the whole situation. Somebody in the comment section who has better hearing and eyesight than this man, somebody please break this down to him on an elementary level. Please break this down to him, because obviously I must be talking on some physics type shit. I must be talking in fucking Mandarin because he's not hearing shit. This man is Sandra Bullock in Bird Box. I'm sitting up here stating some facts and breaking shit down. Boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, girl, boy. It's what? This man is Stevie Wonder in this bitch. What is happening? What is happening? I literally just broke down my very own example. Broke down the aspect of Derrick Jackson. Broke down the aspect of the black women being with him. And for whatever reason, you're like, so are you saying that it's just the women and Derrick Jackson doesn't hold in any responsibility? That's crazy. That's crazy. Hold on. You're saying who's being emotional? No, 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 no. This is the aspect that you gotta. I'm not sure. I'm going to assume that you're older than me. You have to be. You have to be. There's a difference between somebody being passionate about what it is that they're speaking on versus somebody being emotional. There's a clear cut. Let me show you something. If I was emotional about anything that you were stating, I would have blocked you and made sure that you never show back up on this platform. And if you did, you would have to make a whole nother Google account. That's actually being emotional. I'm still allowing your comments to rock. I didn't block you. I didn't mute you. I didn't put you in a timeout. Again, so you might want to try to figure out the definition of what you're trying to use versus what it actually is. Like I said, passionate is different from emotional. And I clearly showed you what emotional is because your comments are still up here, right? You're able to still hear me, right? You're still on the platform, right? People can still see the image of whatever it is that you wrote for like the last, whatever minutes. So like I said, if I was an emotional person, I would have been got your ass out of here, but I didn't. I just clearly stated before. It's like, hey, it's your opinion. Love that opinion, but it's incorrect. I literally said that before. Like I said, this is what I tell y'all before. When you decide to say like nice shit to people, people don't sit up there and they don't respect that shit. But the moment in time that you start, getting passionate about something, you start getting hyped about something, this is when people really want to start commenting, right? Because before, when we were talking about the aspect of when I was talking about the clouds and I was talking about the artificial sun, he was like, oh, no, 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 all that is false. That's just conspiracy theory, right? He was like, hey, I'm going to just disprove you on all of this shit here. It's like, yo, if you did more research, you would know better, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm not beyond reproach. Like, no problem. You know what? I could very easily be incorrect, right? But the thing I'm not incorrect on is the fact of weather manipulation that they have been doing for quite some time. They even have documentaries directly on this. They also have diagrams talking about how they seed clouds and different things of that nature. We also have such things as sound technology, which the government has used on various coasts, which is why that you've seen sharks, whales, dolphins, alligators, other types of aquatic life washed up on shore dead, or you've had whales beaching themselves. So, like I said before, if people are going to state that I'm wrong, I want you to continue and have that exact same energy on every single topic that I do. I want you to be able to refute and say that I'm wrong on everything that I put out. If not, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, that shit is crazy. I've had people before when I've talked about 9/11 and I said that it was an inside job and stuff. I had people like, no, it wasn't. It was these guys in a. How do you know what these guys look like? Because even the president during that time said that we are fighting an invisible enemy. We don't know what the enemy looks like. So how are you going to specifically tell me that you know what the fucking enemy looks like if the government doesn't? Oh, that's right, because the government is the enemy. Oh shit. People ain't ready for that conversation though. People not ready for the conversation talking about World Trade Center 7 and how that got pulled, how that didn't get affected by the planes, but yet it was on fire, and how that building supposedly had information and files that were going to be used. in order to prove certain things, but magically, oh, those files are destroyed. Or how the Pentagon basically got hit, and the side of the Pentagon that got hit was the server room that holds all the information. And during that time, wasn't it what was his name? Donald Rumsfeld. He came on at one point before 9/11. He was like, "Hey, American people, wanted to let you guys know that we lost track of $1 trillion. We don't know where the fuck it went, but we're going to do an inquiry and find out where the fuck that money went because we don't know what the fuck happened to it." And lo and behold, 9/11 happened, and what happened to the government finding those trillions of dollars? Right? So, like I said, I want you to disprove me on the stuff that I'm saying here, right? So then let's follow up after 9/11, right? So when we get to the talk of reparations, the United States government basically told black people before the pandemic that, hey, we don't have trillions of dollars to give to you. Even if we did, we can't sit up there and motherfucking do this shit, right? So then lo and behold, the pandemic basically takes place. And you know what the fuck happens during technically the main one of the main weeks? These motherfuckers find trillions of dollars to give to the American people. The same trillions of dollars of which they said that they didn't motherfucking have for fucking reparations. So like I said before, so for Mr. Love This Show, I want you to disprove me on everything that I'm kindly saying right now. Tell me that I'm wrong on the trillions of dollars that were lost before 9/11. Tell me that I was wrong on World Trade Center 7 being pulled, even though it was just on fire, and they have photographic and video evidence of firefighters and police in that building. I'm not in the building, around the building saying that, oh, we're just going to pull it. They were sitting in that bitch chilling. Like, yeah, we're just going to pull the building. Huh? You're going to pull a building that you can just go in there and motherfucking just like take out the first level and just cover it with foam? You're going to pull the building? Wow. Wow. Amazing, ain't it? Amazing how that shit works, right? And then on top of that, the same exact government that said that they don't got money to give to black people, are we not still giving money, hundreds of millions of dollars over to the Ukraine? Didn't Biden just go over there to meet the Ukraine president and basically say that we're going to give another 500 fucking million dollars when we just sat up there and had a chemical fucking explosion that nuked East Palestine, Ohio? Again, I need you to sit up there and disprove the same energy that you've been having. Please disprove all the fucking shit that I've been fucking saying. If you're going to say I'm wrong on one thing, have that same energy on every fucking topic that I talk about, or don't have that energy at all. Like I said, it's a difference here. I can say whatever the fuck I want to sit up there and say because it's my platform and I made this bitch. So if I decide at one point in time, if I do a live stream of Callisto Protocol, Modern Warfare, whatever the fuck it is, I can sit up there and motherfucking do that. It don't matter what the fuck anybody feels. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to sit up there and do because this is my shit. So like I said more than enough information. He got Google, he got a YouTube, a tablet, a computer. Motherfucking, he got the motherfucking Oracle. He got Professor X in that bitch. He can do everything possible to refute every single thing that I said in a small time frame that I did. I am waiting for it because I know it's not going to fucking happen. Because everything that I've stated, I've shown the video of Donald Rumsfeld talking about, hey, we lost track of $1 trillion. The government lost track of money. That's something that only white people can do. Imagine that. People always talking about how black people are not going to be able to manage money, but yet white people lose track of $1 trillion. How many black people have literally, I just need people to raise their hand. Just raise a hand directly in the comment section. We got 35 people here. How many people here have lost track of $1 fucking trillion? I can't even fucking count to $1 trillion. I'm just going to be honest with you. Maybe I need a college education for that shit. I can't even count to $1 trillion. Let me just make you understand that. I would have lost track somewhere. I don't know anybody in my circle that has lost track of $1 trillion. That's crazy. You know what $1 trillion? That's crazy. That is crazy. I don't even know what the fuck $1 trillion looks like. Oh, but you know why I don't know what the fuck $1 trillion looks like? Because that bitch is digital. And that's one of the other things that I talked about before. So what is this? Mr. Love This Show. I've talked about the aspect of money being digital. If you want to, yeah, no, Mo, you're right. It is. It was probably 2 trillion. You're right on that. You're right on that. Like I said, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Some of y'all got better recollection than I do. Y'all can recall certain videos that I did that I forgot that I did. So more than likely, brother, you are 100% correct. So you know, I've talked about money being digital, right? And I've talked about the aspect of like the dollar and God we trust, what God, what God are they specifically saying, that they trust in, and all this other type of shit. And I had a lot of people tell me like, oh, they don't like cryptocurrency because cryptocurrency is the mark of the beast and all this other type of shit and yada yada yada, right? But I'm like, you already been dealing with the mark of the beast because your money has always been digital. If you got a bank account, a debit card, or a credit card, your money has always been fucking digital. That shit has always had a goddamn barcode. Like, I don't understand where people are at right now. It's like a lot of people are too smart for their own good. It's like it's baffling to me sometimes. It is baffling to me sometimes. Like I said again, Mr. Love This Show, I would love for you to refute anything that I'm saying about money being digital. If I'm, incorrect and bank accounts are not a digital type of thing, let me know. Jug said, "We want to check you later." Much love and appreciation, brother. Have a great day. Timothy said, "This is why the country is starting to slip because everyone focuses too hard to keep us at the bottom." Yep. Keyshawn said, "It was in gold bars. That's what $1 trillion looks like. And the gold bars under the trade center disappeared." Hey, you know what? It seems like a lot of gold has disappeared. And this has been going on because the government has been doing it. But like I said, at a point in time, that love the show, wants to refute any of the things that I've stated, hey, more power to you. You can do whatever it is that you want to sit up here and do. We're having conversations out here. We are clear cut having conversations. We're having fun. You know, like I said, it's just massively excuse me, it's just massively crazy to me when people decide that they want to speak and say a variety of things if they don't keep the same energy all the time. That's all I ask for people. It's like, if we want to have the conversations, if we want to have these discussions and whatnot, I need you to have the same energy all the time. That's all I'm looking for. Mickey Brick said this fool was on borrowed time. Oh man. No. Like I said, leave it's cool. Leave him in here. Like I said, we having a conversation. It is a simple conversation. Like I said, he said that I was being emotional. And I'm further proving the fact that it ain't nothing emotional about it. I'm passionate about all the shit that I talk about, though. That's what I am. So if I'm guilty of one thing, is being guilty of being passionate about a lot of the topics that I just so happen to cover. That's all it is. Like I said, it's interesting to me that people use so many terms and then the terms lose their actual definition for something else. And that's clear cut what you're able to see. Right? You're listening to a person that's passionate about the things that he talks about, and you got a person here that states that the person that's passionate is being emotional. It's crazy. It's 1,000% crazy because, I've seen a lot of debates in the exact same way that I just so happen to talk. I've seen people in debates do this. I've literally seen these take place. We've all seen these we've all seen these presidential debates, right? We've all seen these political debates, right? And we've seen people be passionate about the things that they are talking about. Right? But, hey, it is what it is. I'm emotional because I'm a black man, but if a white man was up here saying the exact same things that I was saying it, doing the exact same way I was doing it, it's like, yo, that white man is really passionate about this topic. Let me listen further into what it is that he's saying. He must really know what it is that he is stating. This white man is really on it. Ain't that something? That's some shit right there. Let me tell you something. I think I might have froze my drink again. I think I did. Yep, had to go take my drink out the freezer because it froze. That's all bad. But you know, like I said, like Gail said, just a simple conversation. Like I said, I had conversations with Gail before, and we've both sat up there and got loud, about topics and stuff. So, you know, like I said, when people are passionate about, the things that, they know about, or something that they really believe in or whatever, it is what it is. It is what it is. Wait, Keyshawn said I literally just heard this from another black man. Wait, heard what? What happened? You gotta let me know what happened. I gotta one of these days I'm gonna fix like the delay directly on this stream. Cause sometimes like I would love it if we were able to like react at the same time versus it being like a minute behind or something like that. Like, some better type stuff. But yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, I normally try to tell people if somebody's, unless somebody's getting like completely crazy and whatnot, you know, then it's like, yeah, they got to get timed out or whatever. But if somebody's like, if people directing stuff at me, it's cool. Like I said, I can have that conversation all day. I can sit up and have those conversations with no problems. No problems. Like I said, I'm still up here talking. And I've been waiting for. Did you know that if you respell Delta Omicron, it's media control? Ah, that's crazy. Did not know that. But one of the things I did do a video on symbolism. Uh, oh, you talking about? They say whenever a black man is loud, he's emotional. Like I said, but see, notice how that only happens to black men though. If black men are passionate about something, we're being emotional. We're supposed to just be like stoic. We're supposed to, yes, and my opinion about it. That they want us to like basically talk like that. But other men out here can be as passionate as they want to be about a topic, and people will tune in and listen, and they'll be like, yeah, that man, he was really on his mark. He really knew what it was he was talking about. I really felt what it was that he was coming through so passionately through the screen. So any other man can come through passionately on the screen. A black man doesn't. Why are you being so emotional? Why are you talking with so much emotion? Like what? Man up. Yo, that's crazy. Oh, oh man. Oh man. Oh, you finally rolled back up here? You must have took a break. You must have went to go get some food. You say you do know you can be right on one thing and wrong on another. Nobody didn't say that that was the case. I simply stated that if you're going to call me out on one thing, call me out on everything that I've stated. Refute all of that. If you want to point out something being wrong, like it wasn't just one thing. You said I was wrong on two things, which is completely cool. Again, like I said, I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. But then I sat up there and gave other information talking about the government seeding clouds, the government using weather control. I've done videos talking about HARP technology and different things of that sort. I've talked about fracking, right? I've talked about the military using sound technology in the oceans. And I've shown videos or pictures. Anything that you can list as a conspiracy theory or whatever it is, I've listed all of those things and showed as much proof as I can directly on those topics, including on one of my IGs dealing with 9/11, where there was a firefighter that was working during a time, and he specifically stated that before the buildings even came down, that there were things that were taking place in those buildings. Like I said, that's all I'm saying. If you're going to basically say that I'm incorrect on two different things, I need you to continue that same energy. That's all I'm saying. That's it. I've been telling people that for the longest time. Whatever energy you got, keep that same energy. Keep that up. Like I said, the energy that I got right now, I can keep this up. Trust me. I done did this for what? What was the longest live stream? I think Gail was there. She remembers. It was about like 24 hours. 24 hours. I roughly kept up the same energy, roughly 24. I give it about, maybe it was about like 15, maybe towards like the 15 hour to the 20 hour mark. It started kind of like dying down, but I was still roughly on it. So, like I said, if I'm going to talk about some stuff, I've at least done it. I can't list you anybody else that has, that's going to be doing that, at a point in time where you're going to be talking to people that for about close to like 24 hours, keeping up the same energy. Most people ain't even doing that. Most people on this planet haven't even done that. And I was covering a variety of topics. So, like I said, this is how I know that a lot of people don't watch a lot of my content, because I've had live streams where Gail has been there, Tippy, Mickey has been there, Keyshawn has been there, I think Timothy has been there. There's been quite a few people that's in this live stream right now that have been a part of those live streams and listened directly to those live streams. Covered a variety of topics, because usually I don't sit up there and stay on the same topic. I move from topic to topic to topic to topic, relate topics, cross reference topics, all that type of stuff. Oh, but also to David, I had just put out a video. Was it a video or was it something else? Um, I gotta go back through. Where's this at? Was it a short that I just put up? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I put out a short. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. You did type that. Yeah, you typed it on the short. I see you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got that one, and it's another short too, where it was crazy. I'm like, I sat up there and looked it up. I'm like, yo, it actually does. I'm like, it actually. Wow. I'm like, that's crazy. It's great. But the funny part is about a lot of this stuff going on. Tom Green, uh, let me see. And I used to watch his show a lot. This is the Tom Green show. No, not the Green Tom show. This is my favorite show. Cause this is my show. Tom Green. So let me trying to get the reference directly up here. Give me a second. So this dude here, some of y'all might know him, some of y'all might not, but he came on Twitter or IG at one point, and he stated something. And I don't think a lot of people, cough is coming up. I don't think a lot of people actually understood what it is that he stated. He said the reason that you're hearing so much about aliens and all this other type of stuff is because they're trying to cover up the fact of the things that's going on around the country, such as East Palestine, Ohio, in that situation. The fact that the Jeffrey Epstein list came out, and I have that list. You got a lot of names that are directly on there, which is crazy. Um, and it was some other stuff that was being talked about as well, but it wasn't really being highlighted. And that's what he said. He literally told people, like, yo, it's a distraction. And I told people that in a previous live stream as well, because I'm one of those people, like, if you take me like back to like the 90s, and oh, we got DSA1 in here. Yo, what is up? What is up? What is up? If you take it back to, yeah, they put out the list. It was a PDF form. I got this shit. Yeah, that list is shocking. And it's like, wow. I was like, all of y'all was on here? That's crazy. Matter of fact, what I'll probably do is I'll probably do a video. Yeah, I'll do a video on it. I'm not sure how that'll turn out. I don't know if the platform will still be here. I don't know what'll happen, but it is what it is. Uh, yep. Hmm. It's crazy. Uh, no, no, no. Let me slow it down. The main thing that I tell people, if people say that I'm incorrect, right? My main thing that I happen to tell people is have that same energy all the time, right? It's the same thing that I used to tell white people when they would show up and they would try to say that my original channel, Seijihito is racist. He doesn't like white people and all this other type of stuff and yada yada yada, right? And they needed validation in order to feel a certain type of way, to feel that somebody cares about their life and all this other type of stuff and yada yada yada, right? And I would sit up there and tell them, I'm like, yo, I'm putting out the facts. If you don't like what it is that I'm stating, then you can clearly refute that if you want to. They couldn't really sit up there and refute it. They said that, oh, it's not all white people. I'm like, that's great, but it's a nice size amount. It's a nice majority of white people. When I go back and look at pictures from the 60s and I look at black people trying to go directly to schools, you know how many white people that I see up there? When I see black people trying to walk through a neighborhood, you know how many white people that I happen to see that are ganging up around, coming from all over the neighborhood, trying to sit up there and push and trying to hit this black person, trying to beat him with a brick? It's a lot. You know how many white people try to come up with like pitchforks and all that other type of stuff when they burned down a lot of the cities and towns that black people burnt? Black people created. It's a lot. But nobody wants to talk about that because they want to say that's the past. They want to say that I wasn't there. They want to say that that's not a part of you and all this other type of shit and yada yada yada. So the main thing that I tell white people is the same thing I tell other people. If you're going to say that I'm basically wrong, I need you to keep up that same energy. I've kept up the same energy on both platforms. Again, I've kept up the same energy on both platforms. The same energy that I display here is the same energy I displayed in real life amongst my friends or family or wherever it is that I am. I've displayed that exact same energy. If I'm passionate about a topic, if I talk about certain things, it is what it is. But if you're going to state that I'm wrong, I need you to continuously basically showcase that point. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm stating. I just love for people to have the same energy. I have the same energy in roughly all of my videos. So why would I not have that expectation from other people? All right. Glad we had that chat there. Timothy said you realize that Brett Favre stealing welfare money stopped being talked about. Yep, yep, yep. There's a lot of white people out here stealing money that's not being talked about. There was a lot of white people during the pandemic that sat up there and did some PPP loans that ain't being talked about. There's a lot of companies that are white owned that sat up there and mismanaged money dealing with the PPP loans, and that's not getting talked about. But like I said, it is what it is. Black people are made the poster child of the PPP loans. That's the way it always goes. Black people are made to be the criminals and the thieves. But when it comes to money laundering, white people are the kings. They are the kings. Again, how does the United States government lose track of $1 trillion? And then all of a sudden, later on, years and years later, how is it possible that the United States government can seemingly find trillions of dollars? And then on top of that, still say that they don't have the money to give for black people for reparations, but then we're giving hundreds of millions of dollars to the Ukraine. Somebody make it make sense. I'm a little bit confused. I'm baffled. I'm lost. I'm bewildered. I'm a deer in the headlights. Where am I right now? I'm Stevie Wonder in this bitch. What's happening? What's afoot? You know, it's crazy out here. Gail said, you can't just say incorrect. Gotta bring why you countered it as well. I don't really care for the counters anymore. Like I said, I've been through this like so many times. I'm completely cool. Like I said, I talked about the pandemic and I talked about, a lot of things on Twitter. I had a lot of black people coming out the woodworks. When I talked about voting and not voting, I had people sitting up there telling me, "Oh, you're pushing black people down a bad path. You're leading them down the wrong direction, and all this other type of stuff, and yada yada yada." And I simply said at the end of the day, regardless on if I vote or not, guess what? You're still going to get the presidential candidate that you want to get. And lo and behold, black people got exactly in office who they wanted. And I am not at fault. So everything that is going on now, I simply ask those black people, what do we do now? That's all I ask. I ask, what plans do you have? Because black people were stumping and they were praising for a lot of these candidates and all this other type of stuff. And they played it up real good, like they really care for black people. But even Kamala Harris sat up there and said, why would I just simply do stuff for black people? Kamala Harris said that. And Biden, what has he specifically done for black people? Not a goddamn thing, but he's done things for the Ukrainians, specifically for the Ukrainians. He's done things specifically for the Jewish community. He's done things specifically for the Asian community. He's done things specifically for the LGBT, but he hasn't done anything specifically for the black community. Ain't that something? Woo! But this is the person that a lot of black people wanted to put in office. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. Gail said we all have to get back to our roots. Damn the hair nails, bling, overly expensive cars, and get back to basics. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. That is 1,000% facts. But like I said, on this platform, I've tried to speak a lot of things, and you receive pushback, so you got to do what is how it is that you can get the information out. So I allow white people to basically say the things that I've been trying to get through to black people, and black people seem to show up for those videos. So that works out. That works out. But again, let me just point it back to the original topic, right? Let me just take it all the way back because I understand that a lot of people, weren't here. Um, during that stint. Uh, Let me see if I can actually find it. Let me see. Where are you at? Ah, there we go. Let me just highlight these bad boys real quick. I'm taking it all the way back because I know some of y'all wasn't here in the beginning. Because YouTube likes to start up, slow at giving notifications and all of these other types of things. So I'm just gonna put these comments directly up there for you guys to look at because this was the original topic. Because I had people up here trying to say that yo said you don't do no work, you don't do this, you don't do that. And I'm like, that's amazing. And then trying to cause friction in between two content creators, which it doesn't make any type of sense. And again, I'm just going to circle this right back to the main point of that for a lot of y'all out here. Make sure that you manage the people who are basically around you because some of the people don't actually mean you any type of good at all. Some of those people are just waiting for the precise moment in order to try to cause friction and to start issues in between you and another person by trying to throw like a slight jab and different things directly out there. So like I said before, much love, respect, and appreciation to the brother Terrain and everything that uh, he does, content creation, everything that he does on IG. Him getting healthier, taking care of himself, physically and whatnot. Working with and helping other people getting better as well. Like I said, he does work out here, and I've always sat up there and tried my best to acknowledge a lot of those things. Either by way of like live stream if if he shows up, uh, or in video. Sometimes I might mention it there, or like I said, a variety of other ways. But it's just a shame when you got people out here that want to try to use somebody else in order to throw shots directly at you, right? And like I said, that's crazy to me. That's 1,000% crazy to me. And as I stated before, if I was a different type of dude, I would look at that like vastly different. I'd be looking at that real crazy. But I'm somebody that really tries to focus in on and zone in on logic. So that's why I'm coming and I go directly after the people that make the comments, and not specifically who they're trying to, bring up in different things of this nature. And this is not the first time that I've seen comments like this show up in my comment section either. You know. But we have had a very nice conversation here. I'm pretty sure that some people will catch up on the live stream, a little bit later. I think what I'm going to do is probably finish up some of the videos that I got up here. I think, don't I got some videos up here that I didn't finish because I was supposed to finish some bad boys later. Yeah, I still got an unfinished video. So yeah, you'll probably some of the stuff that I've talked about, you'll probably get that in a video format, um, directly on the platform. Hey, we got DC in here. Yo, what's up, man? Yo, what is happening? What is happening? Like I said, I get ecstatic when I start seeing, a lot of the old crew rolling up here. A lot of the old names. Would always be seeing people up here in live streams or whatnot. Every single day we would just be up here chilling, just talking and whatnot. Be cool. But you know, it's all cool. Like I said, I love conversation. I love having these talks and doing these things. I say this pretty much every single live stream. So if people are just now making it into this live stream, wait a little bit, and a live stream is going to be posted. I think you should be able to just go to the front page of my channel, and you should be able to see like a live stream section. Like the live stream should be directly listed up there, and stuff of that nature, just in case you can't find it. But love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Love the talk. I'm about to go finish up these videos, allow my drink to thaw out, and then reheat my food and eat. So you guys be good. Hug your family, your kids, your dog, whatever it is, and have a good day. It's pretty much sunny out where I am. It's probably still cold as all get out, but it's sunny out. So go enjoy your time. Go get some fresh air. Go and enjoy the sun. And all of those great and wonderful things. So as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next live stream.